I just want to get this link so that I can just go ahead and jump on ahead in and start discussing what we came here today to talk about. So, give me a second. I'm going to get this link, send it out to the text notification squad. Then from there, we're going to be reacting to two videos today and some screenshots. Just give me a moment. Okay, the link is up. Give me just a moment, you all. As a matter of fact, let me just. It looks like it's taking a second to get online, which is good, which gives us some time to be able to get this link and get the link out, which is wonderful. So I see people have begun to come in. Let me get this link real quick. This should be done shortly. I am baking some potatoes right now. TKO text squad. All right, perfect. So I'm sending this out to the text notification squad. All right, so that has gone out. I'm going to get the link over to the people who get the free notifications on Telegram. If you want to be a part of the text notification squad, you can join. The link is in the description. I'll put it up as well. And then if you want to get the free notifications, that's in the description as well. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I see people have begun to come in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So let's go ahead and move forward. The text did just go out. Joanna, you should be getting your text any moment now. Welcome, 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 welcome. YouTube is a little bit slow about getting the notifications to people on YouTube because of key trigger words like biracial, angry, dark skin, stuff like that. So there's 6 people on YouTube. That's just to let you know how these sites the what is it? The revolution will not be televised unless these people give authorization for you to televise it, or unless you got the text notification squad like me. Now the people are starting to come in. All right, so let's go ahead and get live on these other platforms so that we could just jump right. See, text notification squad throwing up their 1010s. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and get live on these other platforms so we can start talking about what we came here to discuss. All right. Oh, goodness. I got to restart. All right. Let's go ahead and get live on these other platforms. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. And we are, of course, live on YouTube. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The other day, I reacted to a video clip of a young man that I've been seeing on TikTok for a hot little minute now, right? And so his videos, it's been a while since I've done these back-to-back reaction videos, and so I've seen a few of his videos, and you know how the algorithm does, right? And so I saw a video of his that really resonated with me. I heard some of his music that resonated with me. And so I reacted to his video. And in response to me reacting to his video, I received a comment, right? Salah says that she's getting her apples ready because she's tired. Okay, well, you know what? Let's slide into this together. All right, so let me go ahead and search for the comment. Right, so here I'll show you all behind the scenes. While I search for it, we could all be looking together. All right, so if I just do a filter and I search by the words angry by Rachel. All right, so let's see what comes up. Okay, so the other day I received a comment, and this is the comment that I received, right? A young woman came out and she says, angry biracial is disrespectful to Black women, and he has called me and my mutual at Magic Mulatta Black women as an insult. And I said, disrespectful in what way? And she responds back and she says, I just said he's called plenty of mixed women, black women, as a means to insult them. If you call someone black to be insulting, that's racist, don't you think? And I think that we overuse the word racist. I think that we'd be going a little bit far with that, but what not? I understand. Different people feel different ways. Whatnot. So then I tell the person, send proof / evidence, and I give them my contact information on my website. And then somebody comes back and she says, this is why I put no trust in men online, the who are advocating for black women without a thorough check of the tweets and comments, etc. They're always just performative acts for the attention and followers on social media. So this was like, for some reason it says, okay, so this was 2 days ago, and then the conversation has been ongoing as of yesterday. And then she comes back and she's like, he was basically excommunicated from an online mixed community. So I guess he's pandering now, despite him feeling like he's settled for his wife. He wanted a mixed girl. He's very vocal about it. And so she says, Tonya bet that she's going to send me the stuff. So I'm like, okay. And then she goes on, and then the other person comes back and says, shaking my head, they really use black women for clout and attention, right? And then they're going back and forth. I'm going to ask my friend if she can give me the screenshots from the Discord. That's where he was doing it. And then she goes on to say, if you go on his page, you'll see him going off angry about his wife buying his daughter black dolls. Like, I wish my husband would be annoyed I buy my daughter black dolls. I buy ones that look like her too when I can find them, but they usually seldom have like butter pecan skin tone with curly hair. It's always some straight hair doll with light skin. Like, what about mixed black people? This, that, and the other. Black Barbie. Guess Black Barbie said, Black Barbie, stop complaining to me. I don't really know. Okay, let's see more. How many more replies are there? Okay, not much more. Not much more. Okay, so then I go and I'm asking. I go through his stuff 6 months ago on YouTube. His handle's Angry Biracial. We were literally clowning him for pandering recently too. She's telling me go to his page, look for 6 months ago, and I was like, still waiting on the proof. Please send. And this was like all up until yesterday in the evening. It's funny because his channel is gaining traction. So the person comes back. He's recently come up in my shorts timeline quite regularly. And if you have proof, it's time to expose him, right? Then I go, are you willing to come on camera showing your face, standing behind your words? It's easy to say whatever from the comments hidden, but how much do you stand behind your words enough to put your face on the line? Because still, I have gotten no proof, just the accusations of a hidden person. And that was as of this morning, right? So I just got a video that we're going to be responding to. And so I haven't seen these. So I'm reading these for the first time with you. And she says, I don't need to come on cam to prove anything. You can literally do your due diligence and look through his YouTube content. I'm a little taken aback by your demeanor. It's from my friend's personal Discord, so I need to ask her permission to share screenshots of her safe space for mixed race people. So the moment she says, cool, I'll send them to you. Then she says, TinyTKO, like, what the fuck do I gain lying on him? I literally know that man. Then she goes on, he pays for views and followers. He's a lame. And he's also subtly threatened me and my mutual. He's an extremist, which isn't a good look since he is Muslim. Then she goes on to say, here, okay, LMFAO, he purged his videos before pandering, I guess, LMFAO, but he literally associates with the golden sphere. They are notoriously known for pooping on black women. I actually stepped away from that space because I don't play that. I'm a mixed person that respects both sides. But girl, look up golden sphere. You will eventually come across what I meant. And so then she comes back and says, TinyTKO, I can't upload screenshots. And then she goes, I got proof he purged his YouTube and proof he was kicked out of the mixed sphere for calling mixed women black as an insult. Okay. So, so she's in here now. Okay, wonderful. Okay. So I did get an email earlier today, and in the email, there were several screenshots that we're going to look at together. And then there's also a video which we're going to look at together. All right, so let's go ahead and let's look. So are you all ready? All right. So for those of you who don't know, Angry Biracial, we're going to show a video of his. So it's coming. I reacted to a video of his in my reaction clips the day before yesterday. And so this is when all of this began 2 days ago, right? So this is let's start right here, right? All right. So it says YouTube bot Angry Biracial has posted "You all are not my people" via, and it has the link, and it says that the thing is not available, that the video is not available. So, I mean, I can't see something that's not available, but saying "you all are not my people," I don't really know what that means. Who all? Maybe he's talking about the same golden sphere you're talking about. Then it goes, I'm glad you called this out. And it's a response to somebody who says, you are married to a black woman and you call biracial woman black woman as an insult. But where is the actual calling of it so that we can see the context of it? Because you know what? There's a lot of people who say a lot of different things online. So the Wanderer says, now I feel bad for his wife because it's obvious he settled for her. He wanted a mixed girl. Where is the submission of that? And then somebody else says, sad, shaking my head, yup, and he couldn't get one to respect him. The Wanderer says, his black queen he loves so much, but calling mixed girls black as an insult. The yellow bone I talked about in my video, mixed light-skinned people like him are the ones I have a problem with. Somebody else comes out and says, makes no damn sense, to be honest. He's literally a problematic mixed person. Yup. He's not pro-mixed. We don't need to support shit like that, right? Then it goes on and says, not all skin folk is kinfolk, which is a saying that a lot of us say here, right? So somebody else said, not worried about him. Wanderer says, he's unfit to be a leader. Men who do this towards women are bitches, in my opinion, especially since we did nothing. What are we talking about right here? What is this proof of? I'm like, okay, what are we talking about? It's like all we have are accusations. And so there is a video, so we're going to be watching the video, right? And then yeah, we don't need to be calling black people black as an insult. We all have black in us. We are insulating ourselves. I see what he's trying to say, like, oh, biracial women don't respect biracial men, like how black women don't respect black men. And I don't want to talk about if that's true. Women don't respect, but black women go hard as F for black men, though, LOL. Girl, bye. He quoted Kevin Samuels and called him his godfather. That's all I need to know. Where is the proof of this? It's like right now, this is just he say, she say. It's not even he say, she say. It's just she say. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video together because this is the proof, right? And so Shikabane is saying, well, if you feel it's that vague, why go live? I'm going live. Oh, you know what? My microphone is not even close to me. I'm going live because I want to nip this in the bud. I want to get this taken care of once and for all. So there is a video. So I'm going to watch the video with you all and I'm going to give my point of view about it. I'm showing what it is that I have, because if you're going to be speaking on a person's name and you have already said that you choose not to put your face, look, his face is out there. You're the one in the comments cloaked making statements and you're not willing to put your face on it. So it's like, who do I believe? Do I believe words of a thing that none of us have seen? Or do we look at what's presented? Because let me tell you, I'm a content creator. And there's a lot of people, I talked about this in that live, there's a lot of people who want to get me to bend to their point of view. You know, I don't know if it's that people get so used to Black women being the attack dog or the guard dog, or somebody is the moment that you say social justice or racism, that we all just jump up with the Black power fist in the air. But I need to see, I need to know what we're talking about, because if you want me to make an educated decision, and this has been happening to me for years online, where people want me to just people want me to just go along to get along. And you know, we were talking yesterday about people pleasing. You doesn't Let's jump to this video, because I'm not the people pleasing type. I like, if there's a problem, if there's something that is problematic, let's talk about it. Let's bring it to the forefront. Let's put our stamp on it. Let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's put our face and our name and our stamp on it. If it is that deep, if it's deep enough to go from video to video, if it's deep enough to create multiple threads, if it's that deep, then let's just squash it, get the truth out there, so that, because if there's a problematic person pandering, then let's bring it to the forefront. Let's air it out. Let's shake the rug. Let's do that. So let's go ahead and watch this video, right?
Angry Biracial said his kids do not need Black dolls because his children are biracial. Let's talk.
I'm real protective of my daughters. I'm real protective of my daughters' identities and how they want identified. My daughters wanted some American Girl dolls, right? Those expensive American Girl dolls.
I can't hear nothing with this damn loud ass elevator music.
You know, and so we took it to the American Girl doll store. There's a bunch of different races of dolls. My wife was trying to force them to buy a dark-skinned, Black, African-looking doll, right? And my daughters didn't want that. And my wife automatically, you know, in her mind, because she's a monoracial Black woman. In her mind, you know, because everything with monoracial people is everything is racist. So on her mind, she's thinking, well, you know, am I doing something to teach my girls to hate, you know, their mother, to hate dark skin? And I was like, no. I was like, I said, baby, they want dolls to look like them. They are not Black. As much as you want them to be Black, my daughters are not Black. My daughters are lighter skinned than me. Their hair is straighter than mine. You know what I mean? That they have mixed people hair. They look mixed.
Angry biracial. Well, bud, you are talking about the most delicate situation mixed people have. Mixed people avoid standing up for themselves, fearing the insecurities of blacker friends or family members. The dark person is insecure and has their antennas up. They're watching the lighter mixed person for slights, minor insults. The mixed person is saying to them, trust me on this, I love you. But you can't get them to lower that antenna. We've taken so much shit from the world that we now put our foot down. Hey in-laws, my kids aren't going to kiss ass and take shit like I did, to accommodate your sensitivities. Everything can't be about you, sometimes other people's needs are important too. My kids are not going to spend their life cringing over darker people's needs.
Angry Biracial, if you wanted your kids not to be seen as Black, why did you date and have children with a Black woman? I'm not understanding this. All this, my kids got straight hair, they lighter than me, doesn't mean nothing in the society we live in America. Get mad at the dominant society because they're the ones who said, if you have a drop of Black blood, you are Black. I'm Mama Rain. Like, share, and subscribe. And as always, have a great day. And don't
so
forget
let me give you her page in case you know you're looking for this type of content to follow. Her name is Mama Rain. Go follow her if this is the type of stuff that you're into. All right. If that's what you're into, at least you know what her page is so that you know where you can find your people. There's also a woman inside of the comments she's writing. So if she's one of your people too, then you all can come together and you can go off and you can do what it is that you all need to do together. So I saw the video. So this is the compelling evidence of what? I did not hear him say that his daughters didn't need a Black doll. Oh, let's show another video. I just published this on my other page, right? So if you're not on my other page, make sure that you go, because that's where I put my clips up at, www.youtube.com/@TinyTKO clips. So there. So we're going over to the TinyTKO clips page, and we're going to look at this video right here, right? And so let's take a look. So where's this? Here. There we go. All right. So this is a cute video. Let's take a look and see, right? Let's see.
What's going on? Look.
Look, what do you see here?
She looks like you. Isn't she
Like it,
beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? Yes.
Look at that.
She's beautiful just like you.
And
Her
you
name
see,
is Dory. Isn't she pretty?
look at the
She's
little
looking like, I
girl.
don't believe it.
She may
What's
be
going on?
albino. Okay, so that's a video of a little girl that has albinism. People educated me on the term because I was calling her albino, but you're really supposed to say that the person has albinism. I believe that's how you say it. If that's incorrect, please correct me. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with the American Girl dolls, basically they're these dolls. I'll Google it for those of you who don't know. American Girl dolls, right? And so basically it's these dolls, and you go into the store and you pay a tremendous amount of money to get a doll that is crafted to look exactly like you. You can leave the store with the doll with the same clothes on as you. I don't know how they do it because I've seen people walking around. I've seen them walking around and they have dolls, the little girls and the dolls are in the same clothes. I don't know how they find clothes that are the same in the store. I don't know how they do it, but nonetheless, right? When you go into I don't know how much these dolls cost, but they say that the dolls are expensive. Those of you who have gotten your little girls these, because I remember I went into a Build-A-Bear place once, and when I ran from the store because I was like, you want me to pay what? And then I ran. But nonetheless, so those are the dolls. So basically you go in and you get a doll that looks exactly like you. I didn't hear him say that he didn't want his daughter to have black dolls. I heard him say that his daughters were lighter in complexion than he, and that they have straighter hair than he, and that though his wife is dark-skinned and wanted to invest in an expensive dark-skinned doll, that the little girls wanted dolls, American dolls, that looked like them. That's what I heard. I heard that they wanted dolls that looked like them. And I don't understand why. I need help understand. 150 what? Oh, somebody says they cost 100. Whew. Oh my. Well, nonetheless. So if you're spending $150 per doll and the little girls are going to get one that looks just like them, what is the matter with them loving their unique features? What is the matter with them going into a store and being able to be represented in the doll that they have with the features that they have? We talk about self-love on this channel. Now, so you know what? Let's you know what? As a matter of fact, let me show you all another video from the Clips channel. Let me show you all another video, because on that other channel, I also have a video. How many of you all saw it? Of the Dominican mother. Here, let's go to the channel and find the video for you all. So there was a Dominican grandmother. Where is that? Where's the Dominican grandmother? Let's click on all videos and see, because there was a Dominican grandmother who, where is it? Oh, here it is, right here. So let's take a look at this.
Las dos muñecas lindas de Ori. ¿Y cuáles que están allí? Las que yo tengo allí guardadas. ¿Y cuáles son esas? Estas son las de ella, que se parecen a ella. This is the doll that I got her.
Mira la cara, mira cómo ella los cachetes, mira.
Ella no le gusta esa muñeca. No le gusta. No le gusta.
Ella sí le gusta.
Ten, Ori. Ori, ten. Ori. Ori. Ori, ten. Ori, your dolly.
Mira la misma cara de tu hija, mira.
You see
Mira los
what's going on
cachetes,
here,
mira.
right?
Esta es la...
¿Cuál es la misma cara?
So for
La
those of you
muñeca
who
linda
don't
de
know
Ori.
what's going on
All right,
here,
so
this
that
girl
is
is with her mother and her so that is that, right? So in the same respect that we don't want to force a white or light-skinned doll onto a brown-skinned baby, I need someone to help me understand what is the matter with a person with any complexion, a child with any complexion, being able to get the doll in the same complexion as them with the same type of hair that they have. Help me. I'll open up the phone lines if you want to call in. I need somebody to help me understand what is it that went wrong. So is it just that so if the girls want and I don't know, look, I don't know his family, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I have seen a picture with the wife in it, and she is a beautiful chocolatey complexion, right? And I can understand getting children a consortium of different dolls, especially if they're in a multi-ethnic or a mixed race family, right? But when you go into an American Doll store with the whole intent and purpose being to get a doll that looks like you, what is the matter with getting a doll that looks like them? If the mother wants to get a nice chocolatey doll for herself, I mean, they paying anyway. Let mama get a chocolatey doll. But if the girls don't want one, do we force it on them? I'll open the phone lines in case you all want to call in about that, because I actually had that conversation with a woman in the grocery store the other day, because we were picking out cherries and she was like, they say the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And I was like, oh, yeah, because we were looking for cherries. And she was like, that's what my mother always said. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, right? And she was like, my mother, she was telling me her mother was Puerto Rican or something like that. And she was like, except she married a white-skinned, blue-eyed Dominicano. And I was like, oh, well, mejorar la raza, right? And she was like, no, 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 no. And I was like, ha, 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 ha. And she was like, no, 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 he was wealthy. He was wealthy. And she was, and then she was like, no, mejorar la bolsilla, mejorar la bolsilla. And she was just going off. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I've heard the term before. I know how people be getting down behind the scenes. I know how people be giving it up. So anyway, phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. We'll check the apples in a moment. Yeah, so it looks like we got a few apples in right now. So let me just go ahead and check the apples right now, right? So we got $1 from Molly, and she has heart and knockout gloves. Yay. Green Vegan says 5 and says 5 on your American Doll. Girl, I ain't getting no American Doll. What am I going to do with that thing? You so crazy. And then Shawnee sends 5 and says, I buy my girls dolls that look like them. I mean, I can understand. The phone lines are open. So the young lady who you said you didn't want to show your face, right? So, come call in. Help me understand what the issue is. All right. Hopefully this is her. You're on the air. Oh, you're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. I'm Stephanie. I'm from Miami, and I just wanted to bring a little bit of light about maybe what the mother's concerns were.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I think, because I hear what you're saying. Explain to me why a darker skinned child can have a darker doll that looks like them and have their hair texture,
That's
But
not what I
why is
said.
it a problem? I think
That's not what I said.
she feared.
That
What
wasn't
did
the.
you say?
I asked in the same way that we don't want to force a white skinned doll on a brown skinned baby. Why would we want to force a brown skinned doll on a lighter complected baby? So that's the question. But if you have another answer for something else, by all means. But I just wanted to clear that part.
Okay. I think that it is an insecurity. I think, you know, as a dark skinned person myself, there is an insecurity in that the representation of, you know, the default, I should say, of the blonde Barbie or the straight hair Barbie, the light skin or white Barbie.
That's
Is
not what
like
we're
a
talking
default.
about, though, is it?
I understand that. What I'm saying is that I think that she was trying to say, like, you know, embrace the other part of yourself because of the fear. I think it's a fear that they will reject the blackness like a lot of mixed people do. That's what I really think. And so that's where the forcing comes in of the, I want you to see black images from a young age and play with
Listen, you
black
know what?
dolls.
I'm so sorry. I need you to hold the fort down. You can talk to the people, but I'm baking some potatoes and I have a timer on, and I closed out my timer when I came online. So I really got to go grab my potatoes. As a matter of fact, let me jump to a quick commercial, okay? Because okay, hold on. Are you tired of missing TinyTKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Tech Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TinyTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Tech Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TinyTKO.com/text. Are you tired of me? All right. Sorry about that. I really had to because I had the oven up on 400. Yes, I had to go run. The potatoes are overcooked. I don't know what I'm going to do, because what I typically do is I bake them for 30 minutes. And then, well, no, what I typically do is I bake them for 25 minutes and then I leave them in the oven as the oven cools down. But since it's winter, it's been taking longer to cook. So I put them in for 40 minutes. And they're overcooked at this point. They're overcooked because I can smell them. They smell like roasted potatoes. But yeah, so I had to just go do that. Whew. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me your name again. I'm sorry about that. Whew.
Stephanie.
All right, Stephanie. Okay, so go ahead. So what is
Thanks for letting me talk, Tonya.
Yeah. So go ahead. Talk to us.
I'm
So the
from
default
Miami.
is, yeah, so the default you said is typically blonde. So the mother may be concerned about.
Right. I think she's forcing them to know who they are because they can forget if they look in the mirror, and if they could be like their dad and really, and you know, identify being like non-black. And I think she's afraid of that, and she's trying to really force it at a very young age for them to see these images, because I guess, you know, that's what I've grown up with multiracial friends, and they grew up, I mean, it wasn't forced on them. They just had a lot of books with black kids, and they grow up now, even though people say, what are you? Or you don't look this, they claim their blackness. And I think she wants for them to claim their blackness and not be like the Meghan Markles, you know what I mean, when they grow up, because they are so ambiguous. They really will do that. They will, if you don't instill that from a very young age.
Okay. Okay. So I guess my question is, we don't really know what it is that they're doing inside the house to reinforce the love of blackness. The buying of an American Girl doll is one day, one instance. What is happening on 365 of the other days?
Well, it sounds like, and this is a kind of controversial. It sounds like the mother wants them to identify as black. I could be wrong. And the father wants them to identify as mixed. And I believe that they're both. They're mixed people are in the community. They're in the black community, but they're mixed. And I think there might be some stuff that the mother has to work out a little bit. And I could totally identify with her. Like, I can't imagine having a mixed child and kind of having that feeling like maybe they're just gonna side with their father more and not really connect with me as far as claiming my heritage. And I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah, but I think that we're jumping into realms that we don't have any knowledge of. Right? Because now we're assigning all of this stuff from inside of us onto a family in a situation which we're not privy to. Because siding with the father or not embracing heritage, these are much larger conversations than going to the store and getting a $150 doll that most kids get that look just like them. So, okay, is there a way that they can embrace their blackness? Is there a way that they can embrace their blackness? You know what? These are questions that we could probably only really ask them, the family. These are probably questions that we could probably only really ask them, because only they have the answers to whether or not, to whether or not, I'm thinking about my potatoes, y'all. I'm thinking about my potatoes because I closed the oven door back again. And I'm like, oh, should I have left the door open? Because now are they going to keep cooking in there? Are they going to be shriveled up by the time I'm done? I'm sorry, my mind are on the potatoes. I'm sorry. Because I see people saying burnt potatoes are gross. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never had a burnt potato. Is it nasty? I've
I
had
don't think
home
it's
fries.
nasty. I
I've
don't think
had,
it's nasty, but you
okay.
got a lot going on. I'm just going to leave you with this. I'll just leave you with this. I think that globally we're very hated, and I think she just doesn't want her children to hate her or to hate, that part of themselves. I think it's a fear. I think, because obviously, yes, you want to there's nothing wrong. I'll say this. There's nothing wrong with getting a doll that looks like you, that has your hair texture and all of that. But it's more than just, we know with dolls, we just know how it is. We know that these girls are not going to grow up hating themselves if they get black dolls. We know this. Okay. And I wish people would stop saying like they're going to have problems hating themselves, being light skinned. I really don't think so. There's just way too much positive reinforcements for that. And I think she's trying to make up for that. So I'll just leave it with that. We cannot talk about what goes on in the family, but we can say that darker skin is the most hated, and she just doesn't want her children to be one of those people that reinforce those toxic energies and just spread it around.
Okay, I think the only thing we can say is that because we don't know what's going on, I think we can only say this is what I think. So, Stephanie, I appreciate you calling in and giving us your point of view. All right, then. Have a great day. We're going to take the next call. All right. So, next call, the phone lines. Let's see. Give me one moment, you all. Let me get the phone line. Oh, here's the next person. You're on Air Live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, hey, Tonya. My name is China, calling from the West Coast.
Okay. So, China calling from the West Coast. Welcome in on the line. Talk to us.
Thank you. So, I saw the video, and so my thinking is, I have a daughter. She's light skinned. She's fully black, though. I'm a dark skinned black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And when my girl was little, we got her the American Doll girl, and she got Addie, which was, and I loved Addie when I was little too. So she got
Mm-hmm.
the Addie doll. She read the Addie books, and Addie's a dark skinned girl. My daughter, as a light
Oh.
skinned girl, she loved Addie. But one of the things was she didn't care that Addie was dark. Addie was black, just like her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it didn't matter the skin color. Addie was black. And so one thing that my family did for me when I was growing up was like pro-black was always big in our household, so it was always reinforced. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's the same thing I did with my child. So I indoctrinated her early on because I knew that the images and everything else in the media and what people say at school and things like that would be coming at her. So I indoctrinated her early on so that she had a love for her blackness, that
Mm-hmm.
she had a love for not only her own skin color, but for dark skin too. And so she
Mm-hmm.
loves dark skin. She loves it all. So I think what that mother was trying to do was trying to reinforce the positive indoctrination that
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately a lot of black people don't do with their children. And so she was trying to get that, and it seems like she was having pushback from her husband. That's what I see. I think a lot of times um, it's okay if you don't have a doll that looks like you. But the fact that we already know that lighter skin or that biracial skin is what's going to be coveted, it's the darker skin tone that's not going to be coveted. So she was trying to have her daughter embrace all of that. Same thing I did with my daughter. Um, and
Did
I
you
have
did you
another
get
point that I want.
oh
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. And the last point I wanted to bring up was that I've heard black people talk about how they have children and fully black or whatever, or maybe mixed, but some of the kids are lighter than the other kids. Some of the ones are darker than the other ones. And
Mm-hmm.
so their thing is to teach the dark skinned children self love. I'm like, that's not good enough. You have to teach all of your black children or whatever it is to love also dark skin. It's not good enough to just teach the one. So that's what I did. I think that's what the mom was trying to reinforce because they are going to, when they get out there into society, they're going to hear how their skin and everything is better than the dark. And so she's trying to
Got you.
reinforce the positives about the dark skin.
Got you, got you, got you. So I appreciate that point of view. Let me just leave you with this question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why the American Girl doll? Why not other dolls? Like if we know that the precedent is for the girls to go in there and get a doll that looks like them, unless they're getting one of the character dolls, then why then not have other black dolls that can be reinforced, dolls that maybe not cost $150, dolls that maybe cannot be customized to look just like the child? Why not do that with a consortium of other ways?
With American Doll, it's just a particular brand. You can go in there. They have the beauty, so it's the whole experience. So they got the beauty salon for the dolls in there. Be like you go to the American Doll store in LA. I mean, it's a really expensive brand. It's been around for a long time. They have the books that go with it. They got the clothes, the shoes. I mean, they've got everything, and you can have a doll customized to be anyway. It doesn't just have to look like you. So, like I said, my daughter's doll was customized, and it was expensive. Her grandparents paid for it, but she loved the experience and she chose the dark skin doll. That's what
And
she
then
loved. That's what she
so let me
wanted.
ask you this question. If your light complected daughter went into the American Doll store and wanted a doll that looked like her, would you try to force the dark skinned one on her?
Oh no, absolutely not. But my
Okay.
daughter, she just has a love for blackness, period, and it didn't matter the skin
Right, but
color. And
so
the
hold on,
funny,
hold on.
hmm
I just because I want to just my point is, right, that we
hmm
don't know what exists outside of that one shopping experience. We don't know. We don't know what the other dolls look like. We don't know whether or not the issue was the cost or whether or not the issue is that the girls wanted dolls that look like them. Like, Dr. McStuffin is a nice chocolatey skin, beautiful doctor, who helps all of the animals and stuffed animals, etc. And Dr. McStuffins is chocolatey. So if a person goes in to get Dr. McStuffins, like they go in to get Addie, they're going to get a chocolatey skin person or a chocolatey
hmm
skin doll. However, if the child wants a doll that looks like them, I want to know what is the issue with that in that one particular instance, instead of assigning that to like what if there was a light-skinned doll that wanted a light-skinned American girl doll because all of her other dolls were perhaps chocolatey. What would be the issue with her having that one doll that is light-skinned just like her?
I don't think that would be an issue at all. But I will say in this case, because my daughter has a variety of dolls, American Doll would be the most expensive one when she was at that age. But she had a variety of different dolls and stuffed animals, period. But also, we don't know at that home if they have lighter skinned dolls that already represent them. And then now they're going to get this expensive one, and maybe the mom wanted to say, hey, what about the dark one? But one other last comment I'll make, that my daughter, her cousins. Also, at the same time, they were getting their American dolls too. One was light, one was dark. And so they got and their mother is known to be a colorist. Her entire family is. She's a light skinned woman. Her family's known to be colorist. And so she was okay with her daughters, getting the light skinned dolls. And it was fine. One of the daughters light, one's dark. So they got the light skinned ones. But now that the kids are older, now that they're in high school and older, the darkest girl is having her problems with skin tone and skin complexion compared to the rest of the family.
Right.
And she's feeling inferior. And that, like I said, that self-love of just blackness and even dark skin blackness was not represented in that home and wasn't reinforced. And now the dark skin daughter, she's having problems. She's having
Right,
issues with it.
but that's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about little dark-skinned girls. We're talking about light-complected
Well,
girls with a mixed
her
phenotype.
sister, yeah, her light skinned sister had a light skinned doll, the light skinned American doll, and it was fine because it matched her. That's what she wanted. It was about what they
Right.
wanted, not necessarily going to see picking a doll that looks like you, because you can get whatever you want at the American Doll store.
Right, but
So
in
my
the
daughter got
but
something that.
we're talking about the video that we saw. In the video that we saw, he stated that his daughters wanted dolls that looked like them.
Mhm. I
That's
don't
what
think
he
it's an
stated.
issue. That's not an issue, but also I understand the mother's plight because she could be trying to reinforce a love of blackness, and we don't know what's going on in
Right.
that home.
So let
Because
me
it sounded like he
grab
was
this next
pushing
call.
back on
Thank you
her.
so much for calling in,
Mhm.
okay? All right.
Okay.
You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, I'm Shantae, and I'm calling from Virginia.
Hey, Shantae from Virginia. Talk to us.
I'm sorry, I first time calling in. Excited to just be able to speak with you. I was listening in on the last caller, but I won't talk about other callers.
Right.
One of the things that occurred to me
Mm-hmm.
in all of these conversations that we have about preferred skin,
Mm-hmm.
it's typically a lot of people who have brown skin or dark skin mothers themselves. And we keep almost as people with that skin tone reinforcing the idea that we think other people will prefer the lighter skin when we ourselves, a lot of us do love ourselves, a lot of us do prefer our skin. A lot of them talk about how they are trying to instill that in the next generation of people with that skin tone. So it's just very odd to me that sometimes as Black people, we kind of do things to ourselves as opposed to like valuing our own opinion about ourselves. And so your show is really about, self-love and what that looks like. And I really think sometimes we do ourselves a disservice when we kind of, I guess, do this preventative teaching. And I get that it's out there, but the focus on that child loving yourself, I think would be, maybe you can agree with me that that's more along the lines of what you try to use your platform to teach.
Okay, yes, absolutely. However, I think it would, disingenuous is not the right word because I think disingenuous is a little harder hitting than I want in this statement, but I think it's a little maybe naive, maybe that's a better word, but I think we cannot deny that we live in a world where white is the standard of beauty. So we cannot pretend as if a lighter complected person going out into this world is not going to get preferential treatment and not going to get, different types of kudos and accolades and words of beauty and affirmation, especially for girls. We can't pretend as if we don't live in a world that is colorist and racist, just in the same way that they say that it's impossible for white people to not be racist born in America, because racism is embedded into our culture and the fabric of this country, that it's impossible for them not to be. So we can't necessarily say, oh, well, I love my skin tone and I'm chocolatey and or I'm caramel and et cetera, et cetera. And so when I go out into the world, how it is that I feel about myself is impenetrable, because I can tell you as a person who has who has, cute, lighter complected young ladies in her family, I see, and we've talked about this before, I see how even the education system treats them differently, how the teachers treat them differently. And it actually is to the child's detriment, because the child ends up not, you know what? There's a video that someone sent me that I'm going to play for you all. It's by
Oh, I won't be able to see
Dr.
it.
It's by Dr. Umar. And let me see if I can find this video, because I don't think I saved the video. I think what I did was I just allowed the tag to stay on me. Let me scroll down and see if I can
Is
find
it
it,
okay to
because
speak with you while you look for that video?
yeah, go ahead, my dear.
I will say that I do agree that naive is probably an appropriate word. I wasn't saying that to excuse that, it won't change the behaviors of other people or how society functions.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's a complex thing for us to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
but in the same way that other people operate with
Oh God,
preferential
sorry, all
treatment
this
towards
noise. Sorry,
themselves.
sorry, sorry. I didn't hear the
Okay.
last thing that you said because all this noise was coming from the phone as soon as you log in. Say the last part again.
I was saying in the same way that others treat themselves preferentially in
Mm-hmm.
society,
Mm-hmm.
that is a practice that we as people who look like we do can adapt for ourselves. And that kind of is an intergroup kind of thing. It
Mm-hmm.
will never be to the point where you can force others, in the same way you made the point about the gentleman with his, light-skinned biracial children, where you can cause others to kind of look to cater towards others that don't. It's almost like a pity thing. So you can't negate the fact that those children are entitled to enjoy their own aesthetic while we enjoy
Mm-hmm.
ours. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody's never going to be on the same page, but almost to racism is not the right word to use because it evokes a lot of emotions from people, but we can practice our own preferential treatment towards our own skin tones. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that is part of it. Again, I don't have all the answers, but I do practice that within my own home with the various shades of children that I have. Um,
Okay. And I think that that's
and so I
important.
think, and I think each one of us that adapts these behaviors, it can get better for the children within our community as we adapt to the needs of each one of them, whether they
Yes.
are light or biracial or dark. And
Yes.
we just kind of create that self love that you are talking about without the hierarchies. And anyone outside of us can choose to still participate in that hierarchy. It's the same way with, the look scale for women or size or any other issue. There are always going to be folks that want to participate in that hierarchy that places one thing above another. So again, I'm not naive to the fact that that will still be something that is perpetuated throughout society.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate your call. And then I'm going to take the next caller.
Thank you so much. You have a
All
great day.
right. Thank you. You too. All right. I think this is a very interesting conversation. And I'm looking for this video that someone tagged me in. but because it was Dr. Umar, I didn't save it, but now here. So I actually am going to play it for you all right now because I just found it, and it exemplifies a point that I want to make about the societies that we live in, right? So here.
Because if you're attractive and quiet, as you just said, you'll be passed on even though you don't know it. Because if you're
Okay, so here, let's grab the... All right. So him appearing in this video is for the soundbite. This is no way, shape, or form saying that I support him and the bull effery that he be doing. So I know that he is a scammer and that he does not have a school that he says he's been raising money for the past 13 years. And now the kids who are supposed to be in the school are grown-ass men. So yeah, so let's just continue going forward with just listening to the soundbite for what it is. Pretend it's a different person. All right, just pretend it's a different person. I want you all to just hear, okay?
you're attractive and quiet, as you just said, you'll be passed.
I feel like the sound needs to be a little higher. Give me 1 second. Let me just get my sound up higher. Oh, no, yeah.
Known even though you don't know anything. I once evaluated a young lady at John Wanamaker Middle School, which no longer exists. This was during my internship year. Beautiful young princess, 8th grade. Initial evaluation. She couldn't read or anything in the 8th grade. I asked her, I said, how is it that you have normal intelligence, you've been going to school every day, you don't get in trouble, you can't read? You know what she said? She said, Mr. Johnson, I'm cute and I'm quiet. And she said, because I was cute and quiet, they literally passed me through school each and every year, and that's why I can't read. She knew why she had been socially promoted. So, and with the boys, it becomes the discipline track. Constant suspension, constant detention. But it's important to understand that the miseducation is deliberate. It's designed to do that because if you want to disadvantage black people, you have to disadvantage their education.
Yeah, because once you can't read, then you're subconscious and it's like...
And the average reading level of a black inmate in America is 3rd grade. That's the average reading level of an inmate. So they know that if we start special educating and medicating and expelling and suspending these black children around the 3rd grade, they're going to give up because we're just making it almost impossible for them to get an education. But then they turn around and blame us for why we dropped out of school, why we can't read. But the system is designed to perpetuate black failure and dysfunctionality, which is a shame because black people have so much money we could open up our own schools for our own children, but we choose not to.
No,
do
the
that.
hell
Number
he
two,
did. Let me cut him. Let me cut him off. I already got my soundbite. Let me cut him off. He didn't lost his damn mind towards the end of that after people been paying him for 13 years for a school he ain't never opened. But the point that I was making with that is that I have seen it in my own family. When a little girl is cute and, and society feels that she has the look that they like, there's all different types of favor that she gets and receives to her own detriment, because even in the school system and in social promotion and stuff like that, free things from stores. And so if you don't give them money for snacks, they'll go to school and other people will give them money, or the people in the store will give them stuff for free. And it's like it starts very early on. And so, so we definitely live in a society that has a hierarchy, and we have to be real about that. So that was the only point that I wanted to grab from that video. Listen, phone lines are back open, 323-488-3149. I want to hear from you all and the topic that we're discussing. For those of you who are getting here a little bit late, why are you not a part of the text notification squad? Let me put the link right here inside of the comments, www.TinyTKO.com/TEXT. You can join the text notification squad. It's $1.99 a month. You get a text whenever we go live so that you are always here on time, even when we have controversial topics like this where YouTube doesn't want to promote it. So you're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Miss Tonya. My name is Becky. I'm calling from Ohio. How you doing today?
Hey, your name is Becky?
Yeah.
All right, Becky. So talk to us. What is your comment today?
So I'm 33 and I'm a dark-skinned Black woman. And I have a light-skinned daughter and absolutely love her to death. And her father is light-skinned as well. And in our house, she has a million dolls that look like her, and she's got a million dolls that look like me. I don't see a problem with kids wanting dolls that look like them. I think it reinforces in their heads that they're just as beautiful as everybody else.
Say that last part again. I'm sorry.
I said I don't have a problem with kids getting dolls that look like them because I think it just reinforces in their heads that they're just as beautiful as everyone else.
Exactly. 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 Thank you. Thank you. What else did you want
Yeah,
to
no,
add?
that was really it. I think like in today's day and age, a lot of kids have a lot of issues with body confidence and how they look because I mean we're in a world when I was growing up, I mean the internet was starting and everything, but it wasn't like you know what it is today. And there was a time where me and her dad we noticed that the stuff that she would watch on YouTube, while it's a lot of kid-centered things, she started comparing her life to the kids' life that she was seeing on YouTube. And I will never forget that my best friend, we've been friends since we were 5. I remember she's got kids that are older than my daughter. And she's like, yo, Becky, you know, she was like, from mother to mother, my daughter is now however old, I can't remember how old she was at the time, and she was like, I just really need you and her dad to understand, like, the things that she's watching on YouTube will start getting in her head because my friend's daughter started telling her and her husband, oh, we're poor. Why can't we do this? Why can't we add
Wait,
stuff like that
who
to our
poor?
house?
She was talking about you?
No, she was talking about my best friend. So her daughter was seeing these kids on YouTube doing these pranks and their channels blow up and they got these houses with these pools and these heated, these heated pools and all of these rooms and stuff. And she got mad at my friend and her dad and she's like, why don't we have these things? And my friend was like,
Oh.
mother to mother, if I were you, I wouldn't let her watch that stuff anymore because she'll start thinking about that. And me, being naive, I was like, girl, my baby ain't gonna be like that. And my daughter had to be about 3 at the time. She's 6 now. And around 4, she started asking questions. And so me
Asking
and her
questions
dad
about
sat down
what?
and we
Talking
were
about
like,
why we ain't got more money?
yeah, why we don't have a big old house like this and a pool and stuff. Well, she really wasn't saying stuff like that, but the one little girl she was watching had a horse, and she wanted to know why we didn't have a horse, basically.
Oh
But,
my Lord.
along the
Okay.
same lines, yeah. And
Yeah.
when she said that to me, I sat back and I called my best friend. We talk almost every day, and I was like, girl, you were absolutely right. Remember a year ago you told me? And she was like, I told you because I'm having that problem right now. And so we ended up changing everything that she watches on YouTube. Now, the one child that we will let her watch is that one little boy, Ryan, because he always does all that, science experiments and stuff, so that's fine. And she's never said that
Yeah.
about him. But we had to cut all of that other stuff out because these kids, they see what's going on. They see it. So
Wow.
it's not, it's not unheard of for that to be happening in the doll world as well. So I feel like it's okay for children to get dolls that look like them, and stuff like that because it just reinforces that they're just as amazing. And then just also watching what they see, will keeping a watchful eye on what they watch on YouTube. But just because it's a kids channel doesn't mean it's great. Because the one little girl, my daughter, I had to stop her from watching that little girl. She was a brat. She was falling out. Her dad would buy her horses. They rented a castle for her birthday. She had this huge birthday party and everything. And my daughter was like, I don't have a horse and I don't have a castle. And I'm like, girl, what?
A castle
What?
too? My goodness.
Yeah.
I
So
did not know that that was going on. We are in some crazy times. And, as a certified clinical hypnotherapist, we talk about the programming of the subconscious mind and how your children their subconscious mind is being written and it's being written with the rationale of a child. So
Yeah.
so they're not thinking rationally. They are making all types of things going on in their head.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we had
Well,
to
thank
change
you
the
so
stuff that
much
she
for sharing
watching.
that.
So,
And that's definitely a warning to the other parents out there to really, really, really pay attention to what your children are looking at online. And you know what? And it's funny that you say that, because I do think that it's important that we create a differentiation between people who have a mixed phenotype and people who have just straight Negroid phenotype, because
yeah.
most of the little black girls that our children are watching online are mixed. You know, most of the little brown skinned girls that they're watching online are mixed, and they're
Yeah.
wondering, why don't they have that aesthetic if they're black too? And then they're also associating this look, this phenotype, with beauty, and a beauty that they don't possess, wondering why their hair doesn't look like that. You'd be surprised how many how many girls end up getting their hair straightened or all of this other stuff when they're young, so that they don't know what their
Yeah.
hair texture looks like. And then they look at the natural movement and they think that when they do their big chop that they're going to have some big mixed people curls, and they don't have it. And then they end up with, with these crises, because we are not exalting, and we are trying to create, all of this conglomeration of cohesion without people and their own unique category being appreciated for who it is that they are.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I haven't had a relaxer in my hair in about 12 years, I think it's been. And my daughter's never seen me with my hair straightened, and it brings joy to my face and almost tears to my eyes, because she looks at me and she's like, "Oh, mommy, I love your hair. It's beautiful." And when I
Mm-hmm.
let her wear her fro out and she wears her puffs, she's like, "Oh, I love it." She always says, "Mommy, give me 2 puffs. Give me 3 puffs. I love the puffs. Mommy, I want to wear my afro." My baby doesn't know anything about straightening her hair. And me and her dad had a
Right.
conversation about that too. And I said, that'll never happen. If she wants to do that, she could be 18 and up out of my house when she does that. But for
Right,
now,
exactly.
no,
You know
it's
what?
going to have to be all
I'm gonna
natural.
show you all a video that I thought
So I had this video a few days. Look at
that
the
I think is important for us to see. So I'm gonna let you jump off the line, and then I'm gonna take the next call, okay? So you can see the video as well. All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Bye, Miss Tonya.
All right, bye-bye. So here is a video that I want you all to take a look at. I don't know how many of you remember this video when it went viral years ago, but I want you to take a look and see what it is that you see. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, Tonya. This is Kelly from Trinidad and Tobago.
Hey, we got Kelly on the line. Kelly, this is not a free call for you, right?
Of course it is, but that is okay.
Okay, because you can always call me on WhatsApp.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
All right, so go ahead then, Kelly. Talk to us.
Okay, so I have 3 points. I do not know if it is relevant,
Well, you know
but
what?
I'll say it, right?
Give me just one. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I want you all to tell me in the comments what it is that you're seeing in this video and what are your thoughts, because this goes in line with the last caller that we were talking to. It's a little girl who is loving this, playing with her flowing wig, and then when the wig comes off, the child starts hollering. She starts crying because she's like, she can't accept herself even as a child. She can't accept what it is that she really truly looks like. And so I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your thoughts on it. All right, so come forward.
Okay, so 3 points, right? I think Black people as well, like Black parents, they limit their children to knowledge also. They don't open them up to things that are brighter or things that are beyond the horizon. And sometimes the way that they also speak to their children, it damages their self-esteem, along with society also helping you do that. And of course, you're so right when you said that the whole colorism thing, it starts in school, because I can remember when I used to go primary school, and the lighter children with lighter complexion, beautiful hair, I noticed that the teachers would speak to them differently.
Yes.
And they would be more gentle with them. And their parents would also let you know, don't talk to my child a certain way, don't treat them a certain way.
Yeah.
And the teacher would adhere to that. Whereas being the black child, you really see it from such a young age and you feel like you're not good enough. So then, listen, children are so intelligent beyond imagination. And we observe and we pick that up and then we feel like, okay. And this is where children start to learn what beauty really is. Well, what at least what society teach them beauty is.
Yes.
So apart from the dolls, your parents also plays a part. Society plays a part. So you know what? You're messed up in every direction because a lot of black parents are not taking corrective measures.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So
What are your thoughts about the whole doll situation, right? So light complected mixed phenotype child goes to the American Doll store where the dolls cost $150 each. Most of the girls who go there get dolls who look just like them, and a biracial father, dark complected mother. The child, the children, the girls are like, well, we want dolls that look like us, with our kind of hair texture and our complexion. And the mother is like, no, they need to get dark-skinned dolls. And so the biracial father is like, well, let them get dolls that look like them. And the mother is like, well, I want them to learn to embrace their blackness. What are your thoughts on that conflict right there?
I think it's a beautiful thing for them to get, something for them to embrace their darkness that's inside of them. Because when you only give them the light skinned doll, it's like you programming them to dismiss their darkness.
Okay.
And when you have they had a test where they did with little children. Imagine little children, and it had a black doll and it had a white doll, and the results from that really shows you at a young age how you really feel like everything black is ugly and it's just not good enough. It's not at a high standard. Even us as black people, when it comes to class, people feel people who are black, they don't have any class, but everything above us has class and is worthy of everything good.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I see what you're saying. However, question though, does it have to be the American doll that's dark skinned? Is it okay for the expensive doll that everyone gets that can be customized to look like them, and then embrace their darkness in other dolls?
I think that's okay. I personally feel like that's okay. I think it's okay both ways, because I would think for a light-skinned person, I think it's okay for them to have a light doll and a dark doll and the other way around. So it's like you don't be dismissive of any. You're open to all of them.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your point of view. Thank you so much for calling in. And somebody just sent. Yes, thank you so much. Trini in the house, Trinidad and Tobago. All right. Bye-bye. All right, so somebody just sent in a link of dolls that have vitiligo. And they have, little images of dolls that have, vitiligo on the face in different patterns. And so here we have another example of, this one has the her pattern is like Winnie, I think her name is. And so so we have now dolls that now are embracing, see, that's the same pattern that Winnie has, the model, right? So and look, here's a guy with little crochet ones. Oh, I think that's precious. And look, so there's these dolls here with the albinism, chocolate, and then vitiligo. So that little girls from all over are able to accept and embrace their own unique particular brand. Oh, look, they even have Barbie in a wheelchair. Okay, inclusivity. All right, I feel that. All right. Look at this. So what is it like to be able to see the doll in your likeness? There's also another video that I wanted to show you all, a video that when you see it, it's going to break your heart, right? So here we go. So here. Yeah, so what are your thoughts on that? That was heartbreaking, but the indoctrination starts early. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
How you doing, Tonya? This is Angry Biracial.
Oh, Angry Biracial. Wow. Heck, is this really Angry Biracial?
Yeah, sorry about my kids in the background, but you were discussing one of my videos.
Yes. You know what? Oh my goodness. Okay. Are you able to come on camera?
Yeah, like I'll need a few minutes, so I gotta get my laptop from upstairs and put it someplace quiet. My kids just got home from school. It's kind of hectic right here.
You sound so different, and I don't hear the stutter. I heard you say in a video, if there's no stutter, it ain't you. How do we know?
well, it is me. I'll come on in a minute.
All right, you know what? I'm going to get a link. I'm going to get a link and send it to you. I just need you to send me an email real quick, and then I'll send the link over to you. So if you go to TinyTKO.com and click on contact, and then just write to me, and then I'll send you a Zoom link so you could come on.
Okay.
All right, wonderful. Wow, look at that. Look at that. All right. Does it sound like him to you? He sound different to me. He sound different. But so where was the girl? Where was the girl? Is the girl still here that started all of the hoopla? Is she still here? So what were your thoughts on that? So, you know, for us who are here in this country, we got the hot comb. That little girl, I believe she's Latina. She's getting that blow dryer on her head and you hear her crying. I want to react to those videos on a separate day, but right now I got to get this Zoom link created real quick. So we're going to be able to ask the questions. We're going to be able to ask the questions that we need to ask. You know what? Listen. You all be on it out there. You all be on it. Okay, so let me hold on. You know what? Let me log in, but let me go jump to a quick commercial break so that way I can get the Zoom link created and then we could go from there. Are you tired of missing TinyTKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Text Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TinyTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Text Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TinyTKO.com/text. All right, welcome. I'm just working on, that was the time that I needed. I got the link together. So I am about to send this out. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, that hot comb was torture. You know, can you imagine I mean, that could be considered torture if a person was in a community in which they were being tortured. So let me just get this Zoom thing together. Let me get that, let me get it started behind the scenes. And then we will go from there. We're just going to wait for him to come through. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and read the apples. And we're just going to wait for him to be able to do that. Oh my goodness. Look at this. 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 You know what? Let me get my set together. Let me get my set together. Oh my goodness. Let me get all of this. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow. All right. Thank you all so much. Crystal sent in a super apple of $100 and says, gracing us with melanated beauty. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Let's put some hearts here. And then Lynn says $2 and says, I'm Shikabone. I'm trying to get through. Well, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity. I'm going to leave the lines open just for you, Lynn. Just for you. All right. So Demetra sends $1 and says, my 4 children are black. Dad was like, cool. Interesting. Okay. She says, kid's father is biracial. I'm 100% black. All right. So I guess we're talking about the the doll situation. So cool. All right. So look, Sheikah, we're going to I am waiting. Let me see if I let me see. All right. So all right. So okay. So here. So let's talk. Let's see. I don't see. All right. So it looks like, some stuff has come through. Let's take a look, see. I'm waiting. I don't, let me see. Let me make this larger. Let's see. I don't see. Oh, here. Hold on. It's just me as the host. And you know, these things be timed, so I don't really have unlimited time on the thing. So let me, here. All right. So let's see. Oh, hold on. Let me get this on the regular screen. Here we go. Perfect. All right. So what do we have here? Let me pull this to this screen over here. And then I am looking for, so who knows what happened? Who knows what happened? Okay. I'm just looking at some submissions behind the scenes. Interesting. Okay. All right. Aha. Well. I'm just going to keep this under wraps for just a moment. I'm just going to keep this under wraps for just a moment while we are waiting. Yeah, yeah. So, Angry Biracial, where are you? Where are you? Was that really him on the phone? Was it? Well, so listen, I'm just going to open up the phone lines then until his call comes through, because it doesn't make sense for us to just sit here waiting. Now I wish I had put on a little eyebrow or something, since we're doing a full-fledged show. You know, I wasn't planning on all of this. But let's get the phone lines back open and take another call or two. All right, phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. Does anybody have a question for Angry Biracial when he does call in? Does anyone have something that they want to ask, a burning question that they need to know for when he does come on? Come, call in now, 323-488-3149. Whoo! This is an interesting day. Hot combs are the worst. The lady who used to straighten mine and one of my younger sisters here burned our scalp and ears while styling. Yes, I mean, that was par for the course. That was par for the course. My potatoes. You know what? Yes. Listen, join the text notification squad. We just played the commercial for that. You can get a text so that if anything happens on any of these platforms, you know that you can always find me. You know you can always reach out to me. And the phone lines are open. Why are people all of a sudden frightened? Why are people all of a sudden frightened? Lady Libra says, I wasn't tardy to this party. Got her text 1010. Ow, thank you, Lady Libra in the house. Okay, so she joined the text notification squad and was able to get her text on time. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear it. All right, so we're just here waiting. I'm waiting for a phone call. I'm waiting for the Zoom. Let me see if I can find the last call that called in and text him back that we're waiting. I don't know what's going on. Refresh. I don't see nothing coming through. I don't see. Let me see. Let me open. Oh, my Zoom window. Where's my Zoom window? Here it is. That's not the right Zoom window. All right. Phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. Let me we just here waiting for a call. No, everybody was so talkative a little while ago, but now everybody is all quiet. I don't know what's going on. Let me refresh that. All right, perfect. So let me see. Let me try texting back to the last number that. Oh, you know what? Let's try calling back here. Let's see what's going on. Here we go. Hello? Yes, I sent the link so long ago.
Oh yeah, I'm logging on now. How to get my kids together? Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Is the show still going? Or?
yes, but we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs because we thought that, well, I didn't know that it was going to take this long, you know?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like my kids, you know, I just got them home from school, and I got to get my laptop and set stuff up again. But I'm logging on now. The Zoom had to do an update real quick, but yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Well, let me grab this call while you're logging in, okay?
Okay.
All right. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, this is Simone. I'm calling from Italy. Hi.
Hey, Moni Moan in the house, calling from Italia. Well, you're in an interracial relationship. So talk to us. What are your thoughts on all of this?
You know what? I'll be honest. I was eating dinner, so I'm late to the party today. But you were saying about if I had a question for the Angry Biracial.
Yes.
And I do.
Oh.
So I wanted to know, how do biracials feel like, okay, so for years I have noticed that with Tia and Tamara, they're both biracial women. One was married to a black guy, and they basically said she was in an interracial relationship, and one is married to a white guy. And then they say that, the one that's married to the black guy, they said that it was like same race. And then the one who's married to the white guy, they say it's interracial. But technically, they're both in interracial relationships, considering that they have the same makeup. And I wanted to know, how does that work when it comes to biracial men? Do they get that same grace?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
you
feel
know
like
what?
when it,
That's an interesting question. Is there any way that you can call back to ask him directly once we got him on the line?
I can try. It's late here in Italy, and I'm kind of like, I'm listening, and we're like watching a movie. I got like my little AirPod in. I'm like listening
What
to you
movie are
while I'm
you
supposed to be like
watching?
some mobster movie that my fiance wants to watch.
Like
I
real
just like
Italian
snuck out.
mobster movies or American mobster movies?
It's American mobster with Italians in Boston.
What?
So
Oh,
it's like, it's one of those like Irish, like it's a true story. So we're kind of like watching whatever. It wasn't anything to watch tonight. So we're like, all right, we'll watch this. And then I saw that I had a missed text message from you, and I was like, oh snap. So I came in
okay.
a little bit late, but I know that so
Well,
I
you
came
know
in
what?
late, so I didn't
Just
call.
hang around for like 20 minutes so that you can ask him
Hello?
yourself, okay?
Well, okay. If I can, I'll call back to ask that.
All right. If not, then I'll just ask for you,
All
but
right.
I'm not really sure I can articulate it the way you can. But thank you so much for calling in, Simone.
Thanks for taking my call. Bye.
All
Good
right.
night.
Thank
I'll
you.
talk to you
Ciao,
later, maybe.
Bella.
Bye.
Absolutely. All right. So we have the angry biracial here on the line. I just need to fix my video settings behind the scenes because oh, yeah, actually this is fine. We could just go this way. I don't even have to do anything else. All right. So welcome in. Can you hear me? I don't think he can hear me. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I could get my mic into the. Hold on. I don't think he can hear me. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I got to make sure that my mic is going back there into the right area. Let me type in the thing. Hello. Can you hear me? Oh, let me put my camera on back there. Let me. Hello? Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me? Oh my Lord. Technical difficulties here.
I can't hear nothing.
Hello? Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Let me see. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Yes, but can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you guys.
You cannot. No. Or yes.
All right, sorry.
All right. Can you hear me? Oh my Lordy. Cannot hear me. But the sound is going into the Zoom, so I don't know why he cannot hear. Let's see.
Yeah,
Sound?
I had to do some of my audio. It's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Talk again. Let me see which line you're coming in on. Hello? Hello? Angry biracial? Oh my goodness. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? He can't hear me. I don't understand. Hello?
Hey,
I can hear you, but it seems
okay.
like you can't hear me.
Hold on.
I hope nobody got epilepsy out there. My gracious. That was something. All right, so we're just waiting for him to come back. Apparently he was having some sort of issues. Um, yeah, so we're just waiting for him to come back. We're holding the lines open. I need to use the ladies' room real quick. So let me put on a quick commercial break while I go run to the ladies' room, and then I'm gonna be right back. You know, when you drink a gallon of water a day, you gotta handle business. Are you tired of missing TinyTKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Text Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TinyTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Text Squad today. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance, you'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TinyTKO.com/text. All right, just in the nick of time. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Okay, so we have Angry Biracial here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, I can. Let me just get you into the right speaker. Give me just 1 second. Say something again.
How you doing?
All right, perfect. There we go. All right, wonderful. So welcome to the line. So I guess this is you. Your voice sounds so different on the phone than it does in video. I don't know if that's the same way for me or not, but welcome to the platform. So you're the topic of discussion today, and there are so many questions that people have about this whole doll situation. So you're aware of the video that we reviewed, right?
Yes. That video was actually, I'm sorry, go ahead. I think there's a little bit delay here.
Mm-hmm.
That video was actually like, that lady like really like altered it a lot and took like a little small clip. I'm going to re-upload like the actual full 15-minute video. It's a discussion that me and my wife had about my daughters wanting dolls that look like them, you know, because growing up, you know, being a biracial and mixed race has always been an identity crisis for me. And since my daughters look more mixed than anything else, I was trying, you know, that's my way of trying to protect them from having that same identity crisis. You know, not to force, because I was always, you know, growing up in the 80s and 90s, I was just told I was Black. And then later on, I went to the Black community and I'm not Black enough, you know? So it kind of caused some confusion in me. You know, this was my way of trying to ensure that my daughters didn't have that same confusion by not being forced into a box when they don't even look like Black women, you know?
Well, they don't look like Black women?
They look like they look like me, and depending on who you ask, I look Black or I look Arab or I look Hispanic. My daughters look like a light skinned, I mean, like a female version of me, you know, pretty much.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't know I mean, Black is so wide range, you know what I mean? Because anybody can really be quote unquote Meghan Markle, they call him Black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what does a Black woman even really look like? So some of the questions that I had for you in particular, because some of the people were asking questions who called in, and nobody really has the answers except for you. So thank you so much for coming on. In terms of dolls, what is the doll situation like inside your home?
Well, my kids have all types of dolls. They have Black Barbies. They have Hispanic looking Barbies. They have even have white looking Barbies. My oldest daughter, she looks more white than anything else. But she has long brown hair, and you know she's very fair skinned. She has like light hazel eyes. And so she identifies more with that type of look, So that's type of Barbies that she likes. But my kids have all types. I just didn't want them to have only one set type of doll in there because again,
Okay.
they can't identify with just being having a dark skinned doll.
Okay. All right. So I just need to state this because Hispanic doesn't have a look. You know what I mean? Hispanic is not a race. You know how Hispanics came about, especially the Hispanics in the Caribbean, right? You know that they came about through the capital R word of enslaved Africans, indigenous peoples, etc. So a Hispanic can be white, a Hispanic can be mixed, and Hispanic can be black. So when you say that they have a Hispanic look, that doesn't mean anything to me because I'm from New York and I see that Hispanics have a wide range of different pheno and genotypes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I know what you mean. But well, the Hispanics that I grew up around, originally from Arizona, they all were kind of like light brown, So that was what I was getting at.
Okay, well, just to be politically correct, because, Hispanic isn't a race, it's an ethnicity,
Right.
and anyone can be Hispanic. You can be as black as a berry and be Hispanic, or as white as paper and be Hispanic. So that's just to be just correct about that. But nonetheless, so why inside of the American Doll store was it important for them to get dolls that look like them? Why in that particular store?
Because again, I didn't want my kids to grow up having that same identity crisis that I had growing up. Because again, my kids don't look they don't look like the average black woman, because again, like in my comments everywhere, depends on who you ask. I'm a million different races. And my kids, they get the same thing. They're already getting picked on in school, saying calling them white, saying they're not really black. And I wanted to reaffirm in them that they are mixed race, and that's okay. And I wanted to reaffirm that mixed race is beautiful, and that's okay for them to be that, and they're not forced to try to be in a box that they don't really fit in.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Okay. And so when you all had that discussion inside of the store, was this a discussion that happened in front of your daughters?
No. Like this was a discussion that her and I had like before we even went to the store. It wasn't in the particular store.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And then it was actually a discussion between me, her, and my mother-in-law.
Oh, really? Okay. And so what was the final consensus of this discussion?
The discussion is they can that they don't really look they look more like me, and they want mixed race looking dolls. So that's the dolls that they're gonna get.
Okay, and some of the callers who called in said that one of the concerns that they had from the outside looking in is that Black is often seen as lesser than in our society, and that, lighter complected, et cetera, is favored. And so getting the Black doll would help them accept the Black inside of them versus, getting a lighter complected doll, which is already the country's, favorite anyway.
Well, it's like that, to me that's a lot of the issue. Like a lot of the Black community, they want to they want to force like this Black identity on them. Like my daughters know that they are that their mother's Black, but my daughters know that I'm biracial, and they completely understand that they're Black, and that they completely understand that they got a lot of Black in them, and they love that part of them. They're just as much Black as they are me, as they are Arab and my mixture. But it's like they don't want dark skinned dolls purely for the fact is they can identify with it, and they love their mother. They don't have any type of colorist ideals or anything because they're kids, But again, I don't want them to have the same type of identity issues that I had growing up.
Well, what type of identity issues did you have growing up that you're trying to help your daughters avoid?
the pretty much is not being but black enough for the black community and being too black to be anything else, to not fitting in. I discuss a lot of my videos how, especially black men, always made a point to point out that I'm a pretend black man. I'm not black enough. I'm a white boy. I'm an Oreo. I'm all this stuff. But when I grew up in the group homes and stuff, I was just black, to them. My hair would always be touched. They're like, "Oh, you're spongy. You're different than all of us." But then, as soon as I left that little world and went out into the real world, I tried to interact with the black community. I was never enough for that. So it caused a lot of confusion in me, So I don't want my daughters to go through that again. Go through what I went through.
So thank you for sharing that. One of the things that I just heard you say is that your daughters don't want black dolls.
No, they want adults that they can identify with and look like them.
So the statement was that your daughters don't want black dolls.
They didn't want a black, dark-skinned American girl doll. They wanted a more mixed race looking doll.
What are their thoughts about black dolls in general?
They have no real thoughts on it. They just want something that looks like them. They don't hate black dolls. They think their mother is beautiful. They think all their other side of their family is beautiful. They just want a doll that looks like them.
How many dolls do they have?
Lots of dolls. They have lots of them.
Of the dolls that they have, what is the how would you say the breakdown in complexion is amongst the dolls in ratio?
Most of them are mixed race looking dolls. They have a couple black dolls, but most of them are mixed race looking dolls.
Okay, and how did they get the mixed race looking dolls into the consortium? How did they get there?
We bought them.
You bought them or your wife bought them?
Both. Sometimes she would take them out doll shopping, and I'll take them out doll shopping. Something that,
how many? So are you saying that they have 10 dolls, 100 dolls? I'm just trying to get a ratio.
They have maybe I have 4 daughters, so I haven't counted how many dolls they got. They got a lot of dolls. Yeah.
Okay, so of the dolls that they have, I'm just trying to get a sense for how often someone is going out and getting them a dark-skinned doll versus, a tan complexion doll, etc.
But why is it an issue that my daughters don't want dark-skinned dolls? They want dolls that look more like them. It's no different than when I see black families don't want to get their kids white dolls. Like, I don't see the big issue here. I'm mixed race, and my daughters look more like, I can put a picture of my daughter. My daughters look more like me, saying, and they want to identify more with stuff that looks like them. It's nothing to do with them not wanting, or not liking. Like my oldest daughter is 9. You know what I mean? So she has nothing. It's not that she doesn't like dark skin dolls. She doesn't identify with it, and I don't see what the big issue is with that.
Okay, well, part of the reason why I'm asking is because I'm trying to get a sense for how they regard the dark complected dolls. Do they play with them? When they express that they don't want dark skinned dolls or that they don't want brown skinned dolls, what is the conversation that ensues after that? So that's why I'm asking the question.
They play with their dark skinned dolls just the same as they play with the other dolls. But they specifically stated that they wanted an American Girl doll that looks like them.
No, I get that part. I guess I'm just trying to get a sense for the entire picture, because I can show you all a video from my Facebook page. And you know what? As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find this video real quick. So you can go ahead and talk while I look for this video.
Well, my issue is a lot of people want to make this, want to make this. I got a lot of haters when I was in that mixed race space, the golden sphere. A lot of them had the issue with me being married to a black woman. I think that lady that's been posting lies all over all the comments was saying this. She was one of them. They wanted me to divorce my black wife and get with a mixed race woman to be pro-mixed. So that's another reason why I really don't like getting on these lives like this anymore, because there's a lot of ignorance out there and everyone has a lot of their own opinions. They want to insert what they believe into your life. And I'm biracial. In the day, I'm proudly biracial. In all my videos, I don't identify as black. I identify as biracial, and I want my kids to feel okay because there's a lot of pressure, for my kids to identify as black, even though they don't look like it. And I want my kids to feel safe and okay identifying as mixed race.
Okay. And so when you say that they want you to divorce your black wife, how did you come to how did you come to that conclusion?
Because that's things that they said. Like they pretty much bashed me in that space because I love black women, because I didn't want to bash black women like a lot of them did, and I defended black women in that space. So they attacked me for it, and that's another reason why I left that space and I went on TikTok and I restarted because I can't be in. I'm married to a black woman. I've always loved black women. And black women have always accepted me for being. For always saw me as a black man, even though I don't identify. They always said I was black enough for them. So I never had an issue there, and I just couldn't get down with a lot of the stuff they were doing in that space. I mean, that golden sphere space. It was like a bunch of light skinned Nazis, and I couldn't get down with it.
Mm, okay. So when the young lady says that you call them black women as an insult, do you have any idea what they're talking about?
No, I just think that she's that she's a hater, and I had a lot of haters from that space, and she's one of the ones. I think I'll send you a screenshot. She's one of the ones that were upset that I was married to a black woman. I have a screenshot of that.
Really, do
I'll send it to
you?
you.
Okay. Well, yeah, you can post it in the chat right here and I'll be able
Well,
to get it.
well, that lady, she changes her name like every 5 seconds. Like I think she changed her name like I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all the names she has. But yeah, I have a lot of weird stalkers.
Well, if she's changing her name, how do you know it's her?
Because I have a Discord. I have a very, very small Discord and of people that still interact there. And and some of them still interact with her. And it's like I do my best to not pay it any real attention, but it's like when they go on the big YouTubers channels and say these types of lies, then it's hard not to.
Okay. And so what is it that they expressed that made you feel that they wanted you to divorce your black wife?
They said it. They're like, why are you married to a black woman? You should be married to a mixed race woman. You can't be talking all this pro mixed race stuff, but yet you're married to a black woman. And it's like a lot of the mixed race women have an issue with black women. It's a weird dynamic, a lot of mixed race women hate black women in that space. I can't say in general, but just in that golden sphere space, they hate black women and they love black men. So like my content has always been the same. I've always went after but black men for a lot of the bullshit that sorry, I mean to cuss on your channel. For a lot of other stuff that they have been doing, right? And they didn't like that because they get most of their love and support from black men because they are the black men's preference. So they got a lot of thirsty black men all up in their space. And then and my channel was more pro black women and they just didn't like it at all.
Okay, so I found the video that I was looking for. Forgive me if I seemed a little distracted because I was trying to find this video because I published it many years ago, right? And so I'm going to put this up on the screen because I want us to take a look at this real quick and what it is that's being presented here. Okay, so here's a quote unquote prank, right?
Uncle Seth and Aunt Cynthia. Go ahead, open it up. Give Rainy hers. Give Rainy hers. What's wrong? Do you like it? Do you like it, Reagan? Why? What's wrong?
your thoughts on this video? What are some things which could have been done?
All right. So that's a video that I published a few years ago. I don't know if you got, were you able to see the video?
Yeah, I'm on my phone because I was having issues with my computer, but I saw a little bit of it. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, there are these little white girls who got little brown skinned baby dolls as a gift. And then the mother kind of starts laughing, and then the girls throw the dolls down. They're like, oh, I guess they didn't want it. And so part of the reason that I was asking the question is because when the idea of a black doll comes up, because there are black people that exist in the world, in the country, in your household, there's a dark-skinned black woman in the household. So I guess my question is, when they express an adverse feeling or reaction to a dark-skinned doll, or they say, oh, I don't want a dark-skinned doll, what is the conversation then?
My kids, we never really the conversation with my kids is we ask them what type of dolls that they want, and they go and they pick out the dolls that they want. And my wife felt some type of way that they never really wanted to pick out a dark skin doll. And I was trying to explain to my wife that they want dolls that look like them. They don't feel any type of way about dark skin dolls. They do have dark skin dolls. They just prefer dolls that look like them. Okay. But that's the whole gist of it. And I got a lot of haters trying to make more of it than what it is, but that's just the whole gist of it.
Okay, so you did say you were going to upload the full 15-minute video, and so I guess we shall look forward to that. There is something else that I wanted to bring up to you. There's a comment, right, that I wanted to get some clarity from you on, if that's okay, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So let me find the right screen to be able to. All right. So, are you able to see what's on the screen right here?
No, not really. I'm on my phone.
All right. So I'll read it to you so that you can be able to know what it says on this screenshot, right? So on this screenshot, it says here, and it looks like it's a comment from you. And it says, in real life, most biracial women I have met are just modern black women with a white parent. Men don't have a voice in biracial spaces. When I put the video talking about biracial men need to leave biracial women alone, lots of biracial men agreed in the comments. Well, what is it that you meant by this? Help us understand.
In that particular comment, I'm not even, because that was actually in my Discord. We're having a discussion about. Well, let me close this up. I got you on my computer too. It's distracting me. We're having a discussion about a gender war in the biracial space.
I'm sorry. Give me just 1 second. I have to make sure that my captions are on my screen, because we do have people who are differently abled, and I just need to make sure that whatever it is that we're saying is able to be heard, or rather read. Okay, there we go. All right, so so if you could provide some clarity for this, that would be great.
Yeah, that was in regards to the gender war between the gender war coming from the manosphere between black men and black women. And I was referring to that a lot of biracial women hate biracial men, and they shit on biracial men and feel the same type of way about biracial men as black women do about black men. That was the gist of that conversation.
Well, how do black women feel about black men?
Huh?
How do black women feel about black men?
They rightfully don't trust black men because a lot of the stuff that black men have done to black women.
Okay. So it says here, in real life, most biracial women I have met are just modern black women with a white parent. I'm confused by that, because what is a modern black woman with a white parent? So it sounds as if it sounds like there's a slight against Black women in this comment.
No, it wasn't a slight against Black women. I don't really think that's the real. I have to go back and look at it, but I think that was me explaining to them that based upon the gender war, that a lot of biracial women hate biracial men for various reasons that I don't understand, and I was trying to compare it to how a lot of Black women feel against Black men.
Yeah, but see, the thing that's confusing to me is where it says here, right? Most biracial women I have met are just modern Black women with a white parent. So it's like most that I have met are just this. So you're nothing but this. You're just this. Just is the lower part. You are just this. Like if somebody said you're just a janitor. So when you say you are just a Black woman with a white parent, that makes it sound as if there are these problematic groups of people in society, and you are just like this problematic group, except you just have a white parent. So that's the part that's just a little confusing.
Well, if that's how you want to take it, that's not how I meant it, and again, that's how people want to. That's how a lot of the haters there, they want to portray it, but that's not how I meant it.
No, listen, I'm not. Listen, you know that I'm not a hater. You
Well,
know
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking
no,
about
no, but listen, but
I'm talking about the women that hated me for having a Black wife, that bashed my Black wife, that called my Black wife a Yeti with a burqa on, that called my Black wife a terrorist and all kinds of monkeys. So these are the type of women that you guys are getting your information from,
right.
And I'm not really sure if I really want to entertain it.
Right. So, and I understand that I haven't seen those comments. I haven't been a part of those conversations. So, and if people refer to your wife that way, I can imagine that.
I posted the screenshots everywhere on my, but I can send you
However,
the same thing of these same women saying the same thing.
Right.
And now they're on here trying to make me look some type of way when they called my wife a monkey. So it's like, come on now.
Right. So right now, you and I are having a conversation. I'm not talking about anybody else's interpretation of this, but my own. And as you're talking to me, I am telling you that as I am reading this, it says, right? In real life, most biracial women I have met are just modern Black women with a white parent, which means that the Black women are exhibiting a certain set of characteristics. And then the word modern is thrown in there, which is a manosphere word, right? Modern women. So you're a modern Black woman with a white parent. So you're just like Black women, except you have a white parent. That's what I'm reading that as. And this is the opportunity that if that's not what you are communicating, this is your opportunity to be able to discuss that rather than saying, oh, well, I just have some haters, because I'm not a hater and I'm reading that.
I never called you a hater at all. Well, what I'm saying is the people getting this information are the same people that were saying racial slurs against my Black wife that I was defending. But as I said, I was comparing the way that biracial women hate on and bash biracial men who don't have a preference for biracial women. I was referring that to the way that a lot of Black women and Black men have that same type of dynamic.
Okay. So basically, you're saying that Black women hate on Black men and bash them in a way that you don't understand.
Sorry, can you repeat that? It can cut out for a minute.
So you're saying that Black women hate on Black men and bash them in a way that you don't understand. That's what you're saying.
No, I was comparing how biracial women attacked me and other biracial men in that space for having a Black spouse or defending Black women, to how a lot of Black women and Black men have the same type of toxic dynamic.
Okay. Well, maybe if you could help us understand what your definition of a modern Black woman is.
I've talked about it on my TikTok channel, so it's not. It's nothing new.
I'm trying to refresh my captions right now. I haven't seen the videos that you've done. And look, what I'm gathering is that some months ago, you may have been going through some things, right? I don't know, right? I'm gathering that you may have gone through some things a few months ago. And so I don't know if this was around the time that you were going through those things. So that's why I'm asking.
Well, this video that they're talking about was was about a year ago, and it was in that pro mix space that it was just a lot of toxic crap, and again, this
You
is me
began
taking that
speaking
out of
toxic.
content.
So you began speaking toxic crap as well, is what you're saying?
No, that whole space was a whole bunch of toxic crap, and me and other biracial men were defending ourselves from being attacked because we had black spouses.
You know,
I mean, anyone can look up the hashtag Golden Sphere and see for what it is. You know, that whole space was just horrible.
Yeah, so you see, one of the things that we're doing is we're having two different conversations, right? So we showed the video, right? And the video is contained in and of itself. We talked about the video and you explained and we talked about the dolls and we have moved on from there. Now we're not talking about anybody else's perception. We're not talking about anybody else's opinion of the video. We're not talking about anything that anybody said in any other comments. We're talking about a comment that you made. And I'm just hoping to be able to get clarity because I'm telling you, as a person who is a supporter of yours, that me looking at this comment, it looks bad, man. This comment looks like an insult to Black women. And I'm giving you an opportunity while you're on this broadcast with me to speak your piece and clear whatever it is that you were meaning to say, because I can tell you that from what it is that I am reading, that this to me looks bad. And I know that if we don't clear this up, that when we move away from this conversation, if this is not cleared up, I'm going to take this as an insult. This is why I'm giving you the floor to be like, well, and to give more context, because I don't understand what you meant by, you know, these biracial women are just modern day Black women and that Black women be bashing Black men in the same way that you're saying that biracial women bash biracial men.
I've explained it.
Okay.
I was referencing the fact that a lot of biracial women were attacking biracial men in that space for having Black spouses. I mean, most of those videos are still up. Y'all can just put in the hashtag. But and I was comparing that to a lot of the gender war dynamic between Black women and Black men, about a lot of the hate that goes back and forth in that manner. That's all that was. If people want to take it as insult, it was an insult, but I know people will spin it either way. So
I'm not even talking about people. I'm talking to you. I am taking it as an insult. So what are your?
I'm telling you, it was an insult. I've explained it the best way that I could. I'm telling you, it wasn't an insult. It was me trying to compare the way that biracial women were upset when us biracial men had Black spouses, and how we love Black women, to the way that a lot of black women felt when a lot of Black men have white spouses. That was kind of the comparison.
Okay, so I'm confused as to why Black women were brought into it when it could be any number of women, white women who are upset with white men who, I mean, because if we're talking about mixed race people, it can go either way, right? It can be white women who are upset with white men for being with Black women, right?
But that's just the little clip that you got. There's a whole lot more to that conversation that I can put up.
Yeah,
that I can pull up. That's just the little clip that you all got that they're using to try to bash me.
I mean, it's not a bash if these are your words. If somebody All right. So the broadcast timed out behind the scenes, right? The broadcast timed out. And so let me restart it. Give me a moment. And somebody said that I'm giving the biracial women what it is that they want. The only thing I want is the truth. That's the only thing that I want. And if we can't get to the bottom of what the truth is, then what are we talking about? So welcome back, Jesse. The thing timed out, but we're back now.
Yeah.
And so the thing that I was saying is, if a person presents, do you confirm that you wrote those words?
Yeah, that was over a year ago. It looks like I wrote those words.
Right.
But
So my thing is, it's
hold on.
not bashing if a person presents your words. Nobody is
It's
saying.
bashing. Oh, go
Mhm.
ahead.
Yeah, go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, so nobody is saying you're a bad person, you're a this, you're a that. Nobody is actually saying anything. All they're doing is presenting the words that you have said, and we're asking you for context. That's it.
It's bashing when it's taken out of context. It's
That's why I'm
bashing
giving you the
when
floor to put it in
and
context.
I know, and these particular women that you got it from, again, are the same women that called my wife a monkey, called her a yeti with a burqa on. So that's what I'm saying. Like I can put up those on my
Oh,
page, but it's like
you know what? Thank you. You know what? That I'm glad that you said that, because that makes a lot of sense to me. So let's do this, right? Let's do this. Let's do this, right? Um, this sounds very racist. Calling a person a monkey sounds racist. That sounds like how white people behave. It sounds like the words that white people use. So if a person who is mixed race is using racist language towards a man and his spouse, is that the behavior of a black woman, or is that the behavior of a white woman? Because I can understand if you said, oh, a lot of you biracials are just white women because you're using white language, or you're just a white woman with a black parent. That's different than saying you're just a black woman with a white parent. Because are black women referring to men with their white spouses with racist language towards the white women? Are they?
so. Well, what are you saying? I was talking about how biracial women were calling my wife a monkey.
Exactly.
And I was saying that these are the same women that was bashing me for having a black wife that you are taking the thing out of context with.
No. As a matter of fact, I think I have clarity, because this is the behavior that white people exhibit. Calling people monkeys is what white people do. But instead of accurately characterizing them as behaving like white women, because white women do that. White women say, oh, look at you, you're with that monkey. Look at you, you're with this black bee. White women do that. But when you had the opportunity to call them out on their shit, you called them black women instead.
Well, that's not where I called them out on. I have other videos where I called them out on. This was a whole different conversation that, again, you're trying to conflate both of them together.
I'm not conflating. This is the example you gave. You said,
No,
because
that's
these
the
women,
example.
can I finish my point, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said, because these women called my black wife a monkey, because these black women let me rewind. Because these biracial women called my black wife a monkey, because these biracial women called my black wife a yeti with a burqa on, because these biracial women said this, they are behaving like black women. But in fact, because this is your example, I'm not conflating. I'm using your example and wondering why you use the term black women instead of white women, because these women are behaving in their privilege of whiteness.
And can I respond?
Of course, the floor is yours.
And as I said before, because you're trying to conflate, different things I said. But as I said before, I was comparing the way that a lot of these biracial women bash biracial men for having Black spouses to the way that a lot of Black women feel some type of way when Black men have a white spouse. I was comparing that.
Do white women feel a certain way? Sorry, go ahead.
The women in my comments section of my videos all believe it, But I mean, all say that they feel a certain way. Some of them do, but about half and half say they feel a certain way whenever Black men are with all white women. They feel a certain way about the passport bros, and I was trying to convey that in the same way, saying that a lot of biracial women that are hating on biracial men for having a Black wife or Black spouse. It is kind of like the same dynamic of Black women hating on, not hating, but Black women feeling some type of way about Black men having a white spouse or the passport bros.
I'm glad you said that.
That's what that was about. It's not about anything else. Like, again, like I just feel like, as I told you before, like I don't like going on these lives anymore because it's nothing but people bashing and hating, and it's just, and I just don't have time for that anymore.
I understand. And so we can have an honest conversation right now, right? Okay. When a Black woman is upset with a Black man for being with a white woman, why is she upset?
Oh, you're a Black woman. You tell me.
I mean, but you said that you're the one who made the comment. You made the comment saying that they were behaving as if they were Black women.
That they were upset that I didn't have a mixed race wife.
Okay,
so
then let me elaborate then, right? Black women feel, well, the particular Black women who feel this way, I surmise that they feel abandoned by Black men, that they feel that their community has been left, that they feel that these Black men have gone after society's preference of white supremacy, right? When a Black man gets with a white woman, the Black woman feels as if she is slighted as lesser than, right? Black people don't really have racial slurs for white people. We don't really have racial slurs for white people. And we also live in a racist society in which it is, they say, impossible for Black people to be racist because we are the recipients of racism, right? When a white person, because I can show you a video, and I probably need to react to this video. It would take me a second to try to pull it up right now. But in the video, it's an episode of Cheaters. And you know what? I sent this video to my sister, so I wonder if I can pull it up real quick. But I'll just explain it to you. In this episode of Cheaters, this Black guy had these two white girls, and he cheated on the white girls with a Black woman. And those white girls were like, how dare you get with that Black bitch? How dare you want to leave with that Black bitch, right? Because in their minds, they feel that the Black woman is lesser than them. So why would you want to go down and be with this monkey, right? So when you were in this conversation with these biracial women, they weren't expressing the hurt of feeling like their community was abandoned by society's preference. They were expressing the white supremacy and dominance of, how dare you be with that Black monkey? They weren't acting like Black women. They were acting like white women. They were exalting their white superiority and pushing it onto you like, why don't you be with mixed? So that's the thing that is confusing to me.
Well, it's two different conversations. The conversation that's being shown in the text message is a different conversation than the other one. So again, the conversation in the text message, we were talking about how biracial women hate biracial men, and how biracial women have been bashing me and other biracial men for having Black spouses and defending our Black spouses and Black women in general on our channels. And I was trying to compare that to how a lot of Black women feel some type of way about Black men having a non-Black spouse. That's all that conversation was about.
Okay. Well, you know,
I can email you the rest of the screenshots from there, because that's just one small bit of an entire conversation that took place in my Discord.
Right. The only way that I knew, because when I asked you to give context to it, you were the one who talked about the monkey reference. And then now you're saying that these are different conversations, but this is your example. This is what you brought up. You added that monkey and Yeti to the conversation. You added that.
Yeah, I added that because I wanted to give you background on the type of women, biracial women, mixed race women that were trying to that sent you this information. Like, I have screenshots of that too from my own Discord, of them calling my wife those things, of them saying that I should divorce my Black wife and marry a mixed race woman.
But you're the one who's conflating, and I'll tell you what you're conflating. You're conflating a conversation that existed off air, outside of our purview, from people we don't know, that we never saw make these comments. And you're adding that into a conversation that you say is about something totally different. You say that the text first I asked you to give context to the written message, right? And the context that you gave was about the Yeti and the monkey, etc. But that has no bearing on that particular text. It has no bearing on it. It has nothing to do with it, according to you. So that's the part that just doesn't align. It doesn't add up. You're the one that's mixing in two different conversations to add credence to a message that you wrote about Black women, and adding Black women into a conversation in which we really didn't need to be in. Why did we have to get dragged into this conversation about some biracial women expressing their superiority?
That wasn't, because I was giving you context on the type of people that were trying to paint me in a certain way. That's all that was.
Okay. All right. Well, I will move on from there. I mean, I hope everybody got their answer that they needed from that. I don't feel as if I got any clarity from that. But you said you're going to add a whole bunch of, screenshots that add into the conversation, which we don't have available right now. So I'm just telling you, as a person who read it, it looked like an insult to Black women. Like Black women were added into a conversation. For what reason? Why did we have to be dragged into that? Why? Why did we have to be dragged into a conversation between you and some biracial women acting like biracial women?
Because I was making a comparison to two situations. That's all that was. If y'all want to drag me that down somewhere because I made a comparison, well, maybe it wasn't the best choice of words, but I made that comparison. Listen, it is what it is. If y'all don't like it, if you're offended by it, then I apologize for that. But that wasn't my intention. My intention was to make that comparison.
Black women don't bash Black men without cause.
I never said they did without cause.
You did when you implied that you don't know why biracial women would bash biracial men. You said that it was that you don't understand why, and you compared it to the type of bashing that Black women do it.
Sorry. I told you why they were bashing the biracial men. They were bashing us because we had Black spouses.
Right, but that has nothing to do with Black women, because Black women do not bash Black men for having white spouses for the same reasons that a white woman would bash a white man for having a Black spouse.
Well, I was making a comparison to that dynamic. If I was wrong on the dynamic, then I was wrong on the dynamic. But I was making a comparison from that.
All right. I'll go ahead and move on because it's like you don't see it. And it's like we're
No,
going in
I
circles
go ahead.
because you don't see it. It's like Black women had nothing to do with that. And you were wrong for dragging us into a conversation. We are already a beleaguered group of women. And you drag us in a conversation to compare people with white privilege to us who are bashing you with their white superiority, their embedded white superiority. You dragged Black women into a conversation where we had no business being dragged into the conversation. You in your comment, you compared them to us in the ways that we talk about Black men, but we don't talk about Black men without cause. In the same way that you talk about your Black father, in the same way that you make mention of the wrongs that he's done. Black women are not just going up without just cause, talking about the injustices in our community. Black women are not just going around bashing Black men for the hell of it. They're not going around being like, oh, you got a white woman,
I
you
never said
know.
any of that.
This is what you're implying by saying that a person with white privilege
No,
is behaving like a Black woman.
that was again you're taking a small bit of a conversation, and I said I
Okay.
was comparing it to my from what I see of that dynamic. I don't live that dynamic. From what I see of that dynamic, that is what I was comparing it to. And you are trying to make it this super huge big thing that it's really not.
Am I? And I think, you know
Yes,
what?
you are.
Listen, please. One thing that I really do not want you to do is I don't want you to dismiss what it is that I'm saying, because I am a supporter of yours. I've promoted your videos, I've promoted your music, I've promoted your channel. I am a supporter. And as a supporter, I am telling you that there are things that you have a blind spot to in this conversation. And out of love, I am having this conversation with you. And you are telling me that I am, quote unquote, trying to do something. You want me to be very honest with you with what it is that I'm trying to do? Don't you listen to hear, not to respond. You want to know what I'm trying to do? I am trying to give you the floor so that you could add context and that you could come out on this conversation glowing. But what has happened is I have given you the floor, trying to give you the opportunity to come out glowing. And you have turned me. You, not somebody else, not somebody in the comments, because when I first started this video, I had a problem with that young lady. When I first started this video, it wasn't until I spoke to you and you were dismissive of me and you were hopping around and switching things up and trying to pretend as if it's only haters. And I'm telling you, you're talking to Tonya, and Tonya supported you. And now you're telling me what I'm trying to do when I was trying to actually listen. I gave you grace. I gave you a platform. I gave you a floor, and I gave you an opportunity to clean up your words. And what you did instead was you stuck your foot in your own mouth. This was an opportunity for you to come out on the other side glowing. Floor is yours, bro.
No, it came across like as y'all were attacking me for a conversation that was sent to you by people that literally attacked my wife. They literally attacked every aspect of me being married to a Black woman, and it feels extremely one-sided. And I appreciate the fact that you've been promoting my videos, and I love you for that. It's just I feel that this was an ambush, that it was completely one-sided, and I tried to explain several times. I'm not a Black woman. I don't know how you feel about the stuff how you feel about what you read. I can tell you that I didn't mean it that way. I can tell you that I was trying to make a comparison, but you're gonna feel whatever way you want to feel about it.
That is not true.
And then I respect that. You have the right to feel about it. And you're right. Black women go through a lot, but Black women get dragged all the time. And myself being married to a Black woman, that's not what I was trying to do at all. You know, I was trying to make a comparison to that, and I feel that that's not being seen. All I feel is, oh, you said Black women, so you're insulting Black women. That was not the point I was trying to make. And if you felt that way, you personally, from me to you, if you felt that way, but I apologize to you. But that's not the point I was trying to make at all. And it feels like it's being turned into something that never was.
Wow. Listen. And you know what? Thank you for listen. There's no reason for you to guess how it is that I feel. You're in a conversation with me. I'm telling you how I felt reading the statement. And I've been telling you that for like the past 40 minutes. Because we've been on this for a long time. And you saying that it felt like an ambush, I don't
It did.
know. I don't know what it is that you were perceiving when you came on here. I gave you ample opportunity to be able to discuss your daughters, to talk about the fact that you all had black dolls. And then I gave you the opportunity to clarify your statements. And you are saying that you felt as if you were ambushed. Ambushed by what? By what? I was just sent this. I was just sent this. And right before you came on, I was just sent this. And I was hoping that, and you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I really thought, based on what it is that I've seen in your videos and from what it is that I have known of you publicly, I really thought that there would have been some expert explanation to your own words. But what I got in return was deflection, accusation, conflation, and dismissal. You dismissed me, and you're saying, well, however you're going to feel, you're going to feel. I gave you the opportunity to be able to have a discussion. It's not like we came on and we were talking and you never had the opportunity to even present your side. I really thought this was going to be an opportunity for you to come out glowing. I gave you this platform to talk. And so go ahead, say whatever it is that you want to respond to.
Well, I explained I explained that particular comment. I think it was conflated to be something it's not, and I've never had any ill will against black women. I got a lot of haters from that space, from that golden sphere space that I was a part in, and this is just another example of that. If you felt, because again, like I've been talking to you offline and online, and I appreciate your support. And if you felt like some type of way about that comment, then I'm sorry you felt that way. That's not what I meant by it. And I felt that every time I tried to explain it, it went off into another direction. And I can say that whenever I had conversations with those two particular women, I said a lot. I was very frustrated because a lot of things that they were saying about my wife, and I'll post those comments on my community tab from them on my own page, and so that can be clear about a lot of the things I was bombarded with from those two particular women in general, and some other biracial women in that space, about my wife, about being married to a black woman, and everything that I said was in defense of my wife, and that particular comment was from a different conversation. But then I appreciate you for having me on, and yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I think it's, this is a lost opportunity for you. Honestly, this is a lost opportunity for you, because this is an opportunity for you to be able to introspect. You keep talking about how it is that you did not mean it. However, I am telling you from reading that comment that there is ingrained bias against Black women in that comment. Black women were brought into Black women were brought into a conversation for which we had no reason to be in that conversation. You're saying that you're defending Black women, but you're defending Black women by saying that biracial women are just Black women with white parents. We had no reason to be dragged into that. And listen, I'm telling you, Jesse, from one human being to another, right? You have some internal bias inside of you that you are going to have to look within to clean up, because you don't see it. And we're having a conversation with you, and you're not taking this opportunity to be able to self-reflect and see it. And you know what? I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I'm going to allow you to go and continue on with your evening. But I'm telling you, there's some things that you have a blind spot to, some biases that you have against Black women that you're not acknowledging, because you love your Black wife and you love, and you know, and you have all of this love, etc. Right? However, there's some biases that you don't seem to be aware of. And this is an opportunity for you to take some time, if you choose, to self-reflect.
There was no biases, Tonya. It's just y'all are. I
Oh, wow,
explained
really?
time
So
and time
you're
again.
saying you refuse to self-reflect?
Because I'm not gonna reflect
Okay.
on something that was taken out of context. That's not
Okay.
that's not what I meant, or whatever. I explained time and time again, but you want me to say it the way
No,
that you see it, and that's
I
not
don't
how
even
I
want
see
you to
it.
say anything.
I'm the
I
one.
just want you
I'm the
to
one that
take some
conversation.
time off of this and just self-reflect. That's all I want, is for you to take some time after you get off of here and self-reflect. And you're saying that there's no need to. But I can tell you this, right? Maybe you don't respect me. Maybe you think I'm just one of these people who call Black women monkeys or something. Maybe you don't respect what it is that I'm saying. But if
I
you
never said that.
okay, do you respect me?
I do respect you,
Okay,
Tonya. We had
listen,
this
listen, listen, and
conversation
listen, hold on.
very
And this
playfully.
goes for anybody out there. When somebody who you respect tells you or asks you to self-reflect, out of respect out of what it is that you know of them and the respect that you have for them, take some time to self-reflect. If a person you respect asks you to, because in this life, there's a lot of growth that we all have to do. And there's a lot of people who were saying a lot of different things. We can't just chalk everybody up as a hater. If there's a person that we respect who asks us to self-reflect, please, I'm asking all of you out there to take the opportunity. And I'm not saying this for anybody. A bum on the street asks you to self-reflect, you may not need to do that. But if a person you respect asks you to self-reflect, take a few moments to self-respect. Self-reflect. All
I just
right.
think you're wrong on this. That's all.
I think
I love your content. I appreciate you. I love you promoting my songs and stuff. I just think that you're wrong on this, and that's how I feel on it.
I'm just one person, right? But there's 1,000 people on this broadcast, right?
Yes.
And I think that this is an opportunity for you to maybe perhaps take a survey. You know, you have your own platform that's growing right now. Why don't you take a survey on your platform with the people who do support you, so that you can't say that they're haters? Go to your platform then and post up your comment and ask the Black women there how they feel about it. But the answers that you get, listen to what it is that I'm saying. Weigh the answers from the people whom you respect with more weight. All right? That's all me see.
Well, I'm saying that the haters. I'm not calling you a hater or anyone in the comments. I'm calling the two women specifically that have been trying to push this are haters. That's all I've been saying.
You're
I'm not.
dismissing. You're dismissing. I'm just saying take some time to self-reflect. You're saying that you refuse. So what can I do? Thank you so much for coming on. You have a great rest of your evening.
You too.
You know, I will say this, right? The journey to self-improvement requires for us to realize that there may be things inside of us, right? The journey to self-improvement requires that we do things in a different way. The journey to self-improvement requires for us to create a shift. And the journey to self-improvement is never comfortable, but it requires for there to at sometimes be a complete paradigm shift. I released over 30% of my body weight over the course of this past year. Einstein said that the mind that got into the problem cannot be the same mind that gets out of the problem. And I want us all to remember this. You know what? I'm going to check the apples. There's only one apple that's come in. I guess everybody was really riveted. I'm going to give you all an opportunity to send some apples through, right? And then I'm going to do a quick commercial break. I just need to just woosah, and I need to close my blinds because my lights are up real high and people can see in. The sun has gone down since I've been on here. So we're going to jump to a quick commercial break. While we're in that commercial break, I'm going to type in the comments area, www.cash.app/$ToNyaTKO. And you can send your apples through there. You can also go to www.TinyTKO.com/support. If you can't give an apple and you want to contribute by debit or credit card, you can go to support and contribute there. It's not read on air, but if you just want to support and you're enjoying the content and you want to support me, you've been wanting to support me, but you just don't have Cash App, that's a way that you can do it. Go to my website, click on support, you can do that. I'm going to check the apples in a moment as soon as we come back from this commercial for the text notification squad.
Are you tired of missing TinyTKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Text Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TinyTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Text Squad today for just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance, $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance. You'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TinyTKO.com/text. Are you tired of missing?
Hey y'all. I'm so sad right now. I'm really sad. I don't know if you all can tell from my face. I'm really sad. I'm really hurt. I'm sad. I'm a lot of things right now. So 4 apples have come in. I'm gonna give you all a few moments to go ahead and continue to contribute. And I will say, I'll say this, right? That whenever so change has to come from the inside. And we have to change comes from the inside, and we have to be willing to take an honest look at ourselves. And you all saw, listen, where can I find a video of myself from a year ago, right? Just so that you all can get a sense of because when I was in my larger sized body, I didn't see that my face had become so full. I didn't see it. I'm gonna go back a few pages, and I'm going to show you all just a video from, let's say, just even a year ago, right? And I didn't see that my face was full. I knew what the scale said, but I couldn't see the weight on me for some reason. I couldn't see it. But I knew that I wanted to be healthier. I knew that I wanted to create a shift, right? So here's a video from a murder-suicide here's a video. So this is me. Delay between when I start up. This is me from a year ago. And right? I'm going to wait till I look to the front, right? I'm going to wait till I look to the front. On air. This was me from, I don't know why I had to stop on that face. Let me find a better face than that, right? Just get ready for everybody to come in. We're doing a live call. All right. So this was me from a year ago. You don't believe me? Here, I'll put the whole screen up. Do you see underneath here where it says 1 year ago? That was me from a year ago. And when I was in that body, I did not see myself as I was. But one thing that I did know is that in the middle of the night, when I went to use the bathroom, my knee, like I had to push myself up from my legs. When I went to bend over to pick something up off of the floor, it was difficult. My core was weak, especially from a year in the pandemic, right? And so I want to get a full screen on, right? So we could see more. So this is the same shirt. This is the same shirt, just fitting very different, right? And so what I had to do was I had to take an honest assessment, right? I had to take an honest assessment of myself. And I had to be like, well, even if I didn't see, because I didn't see that my face was so puffy, that my body, I didn't see all of that. But I did know that I was weak. I knew that, that I had deficiencies. I knew that there were things that I wasn't able to do, that I wasn't able to lift. I was losing my mobility. Even just bending over to pick something off of the floor was difficult. If I wanted to get up off of the floor, it was a whole production. I had to, all of this, and it was all of that, right? Plastic surgery? No. I mean, go back and watch my videos. I went on a healing journey. And so I changed the way that I ate. I changed my relationship with food. I changed my relationship with working out. I changed my relationship with myself. But it took, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it took having a clear look at myself. And, this is why it's important that when we have people around us that we care about, that people who we respect, whose opinions that we respect, that we take heed. I look like a completely different person. I look like a different, skin looks better, everything. And I have on a little bit of makeup in this thing over here. So nonetheless, the only reason why I bring that up is because I just want to encourage you, because all of my videos about self-love and reflection, right? And at the end of the day, this is an opportunity for us to look at ourselves. I'm trying to pause this video in the back because it's still going. This is an opportunity for us to be able to, you feel that I look younger a year ago? Oh my goodness. I feel that I look much younger now. I feel that I look much, much younger. My body has definitely decreased in age in terms of, yeah, no. So yeah, this is an opportunity for us to really just kind of look inward, look inside of ourselves, look deep. And nobody, listen, I looked great before, but was I healthy? That's the thing. Was I healthy? Could I pick something off the floor? Could I get up off of the floor with ease? What was my blood work looking like? Was I pre-diabetic? What was my A1C levels like? What was my cholesterol levels like, right? What was all of that like, right? And so that is the question. So my whole reason for bringing this up is because it's easy to look at other people and figure out what issues they have, what they're not seeing. But please, I implore you, on the tail end of this conversation, I implore you to take a look at yourself. You can even ask some close friends, some trusted advisors, and ask the people who care about you. And you know what? You got to ask the people who are going to tell you the honest truth about your relationship with yourself, about the relationship with your parents, about the ways that you treat your children. You know, I had to have an honest conversation with one of my girlfriends the other day because during the pandemic, her and her daughter, you know, got trapped in the house together for years. And now they can't stand each other. And her daughter is so little and so cute, right? And she's so sensitive. And I had to have a heart-to-heart conversation with her. And I'm like, you know, from what it is that I know about you and how you talk about parents are their children's first bullies. And I'm like, I had to bring up to her how she had been bullying her daughter. And these are not comfortable conversations to have, you know, but when you have somebody who cares about you, who will tell you the truth and who has your best interests at heart, listen, hear what they're saying, because there may be some things that you're not seeing about yourself that other people may see. And I encourage you to be able to foster relationships like that behind the scenes with people who you care about. Right? Behind the scenes, foster relationships with trusted advisors who can advise you on where you're falling short, what you're lacking in, what you could do differently, how you can improve, because this is not the best that you will ever be. I remember I was giving somebody some criticism a few years ago, and I was like, do you think that this is the best that you will ever be? I was like, well, if that's the case, then if this is the best, then you're on your way down. I'm telling you that this is not the best that you will ever be. You can go up from here. And in order to go up, you have to elevate your ways of processing what needs to change. We're going to go ahead and check these apples real quick. I appreciate all of you for sending them in. And I don't want us talking about other people. I want us talking about ourselves. Please talk about yourself, right? So just as for context, there's 663 people on YouTube. There's 40 people on Facebook and 1 person on Twitch. Hey, Twitchy! If each person gave $1, that would really support the broadcast. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you to the people who do contribute and who continue to contribute, because that's so important. Because it's like, you know, we have these avenues of entertainment where we come to YouTube before we even go to the TV. We don't even watch TV no more. You know, it's like our YouTube programs are our favorite programs, but please support the content that supports you with entertainment, with helping you get through your work day. You know, give $1. Let me buy a slice of pizza. I'm just joking. I haven't had pizza in a minute. Right? I haven't had pizza in a minute. But here, let's go ahead and read these apples real quick. So Joanna sends 1111 and says, first time apple, and I just love this show. Thank you, Joanna. I appreciate that. Kaylee sends $1 and says, great show today. On point. He was evading. You know, take this as an opportunity to look within yourself to see in what ways do you evade. That's your word. It comes from inside of you, because what we see in others are things that are reflected back to us. And so when I saw him in that realm, I reflected back to myself. And I thought about how I was in denial about my weight, about my health. And I was like, oh, I don't eat meat, so I'm good. But I was eating a lot of other things. I was eating a lot of sweets and cakes and cookies and chips and all of this other stuff. I didn't eat meat. So I thought that my blood work was going to be fine. When I found out that I was pre-diabetic, it was a wake-up call. Because I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, wow. All right. So take this time to look within, right? Ashley sends $5 and says, thanks for doing this work. I appreciate that. Thank you. Because these videos are not easy. This was a very difficult video for me. My heart is hurting right now. You know, my heart is hurting. My heart is hurting. Alicia sends $1 and says, believe Black women. We are classified Black. We brown. Yeah. And Whitney is saying, Shaki Bain opened your eyes? No. No. My eyes were opened by an interaction with the source. That's what opened my eyes. So yes. And you know what? And listen, I'm all for growth. I'm all for opening the table. You know, I'm all for inviting people to the table and having conversations. And I'm all for creating change and really doing the internal work and coming back to the table and having another conversation. So I would definitely love to have another conversation with Angry Biracial, in the future. I would love to have a conversation where, see, the thing is that in the same way that we expect grace on our journey, we have to offer people grace and compassion and empathy on theirs. Far too many of us are so willing to just dismiss and be like, it's over for you, that's it. But let's offer some grace to people on their journey. Alicia says, recommendation, Mamie Clark and Jane Elliott doll test. Yes, I have that. Well, you know what? I'll take a look at that because I have the old doll test and I have the new one that was done like 12 years ago. So I have those where the black kids and the white kids were looking in the book at who is the nice kid, who is the bad kid, who is the kid that adults like. So yeah, I think pretty much most of us have seen that. Rhonda sends $1 and says, wow. Yeah. Alicia says, there's one race, the human race, all come from black women. Yeah, well, it would be nice for us to be able to acknowledge that, but in order for that to be acknowledged, equity must be had. There has to be the conversation about equity because we can't just erase the conversations about race and then allow, the inequity to persist. Carla says intent versus impact, something he should reflect on. So Carla, I'm going to offer you, is this an opportunity for you to turn inward and think about in which ways your intent is different than your own impact. This is an opportunity to look inward, okay? Lay the stylist sends 111 and says the pathology of white women arrogance of a black man. I don't know what that means, but thank you so much for contributing. Alicia sends $1 and says, by black women, I mean deeply melanated complexion. Okay, I feel you on that. I feel you. And let me refresh and see what we have here. Okay, so we have Ismail says, my first Cash App. So that's 2 first-time Cash Apps. Okay, I'm counting them up. I have your book. Thank you so much, Ismail. Thank you. Lynn says, please make space for others to protect black women. Yeah, and the thing about it is that I'm learning is that human beings are flawed. And a person can be so eloquent in one area and still have just problematicness in a parallel area and not even realize it. But yeah, I welcome people protecting black women. I welcome that. I do. I welcome it. And Alicia, we read that one. So let's go ahead and give some thumbs up. So today we brought in, let's see, $155 for today's broadcast. We've been on for 3 hours, so we're going to have to jump off of here. I didn't realize we had been on for so long. So it's time for me to go check my potatoes. I know my potatoes are, there is a wrap on those potatoes right now. I know it's a wrap because look how long ago that was. Look how long ago that was. But what can we do when the show is so good, right? It's so good. Listen, I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. You can also send apples after I'm off. I feel like we've been on for a really long time. So we can have more conversations, in the future or whatnot. But this broadcast needs to end because Facebook doesn't do well with videos that are over 3 hours. So let us go on and get out of here. So listen, I love you all. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is what? Don't call them chips. Don't do me like that. Part of loving yourself is self-reflection. And you know what? This is definitely an opportunity for I need to expand my friend circle. I need to expand my friend circle to include people who are doing better at business than I, so that I can get criticisms from them. Because I know that there's some areas that I'm lacking. And I really need to take another hard look at myself and figure out what I need to do differently. I need to keep my mind open, but I'm not going to take advice from random people on the internet. I take advice from trusted advisors. So yeah, this is an opportunity for me to really reflect and see how do I get to the next level of my own incarnation. So I will see you all in the next video. TinyTKO, and I am out. We never got to a first apple. Paulina sends $5, which rounds us up to 160. Thank you so much, Paulina. I appreciate that. Thank you, 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 thank you. All right, so listen, we never got to the first apple, so I'm not gonna bust a wine for you all. Some of you know the secret and some of you don't. So I will see you all in the next video. TinyTKO, and I am out. Inside of the comments area, because we've been on so long that I can't get your self-love lessons, but you are a living, breathing miracle. Act accordingly. Hold people accountable. Yes, keep writing those self-love lessons. When I end this, write them in the comments area. I'm going to come by and read those. So I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. Let me play some of this. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank 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 you. Self-love lessons in the comment area. I'm going to go eat my oven-hardened potatoes. Well, you know, those potatoes should be good. Let me go get that, have it with some kale and some salad. And I think I'm going to have me, with some tofu, I think I'm going to have me a nice little meal. All right, I'll see you all later. All right, bye. I'm turning off the wrong thing. I'm turning on the light. And I need to be going in the other direction, turning off the light and turning off the computer. All right.